All right, and we're live. Welcome to yet another Green Grapist podcast link stream.
Coming directly to your ear hole.
And that was ear rape. Triple threat attack.
You see, I don't know if it's going to come through on the stream or not, but I think it does.
Might.
Hopefully,
Oh, it kind of does. It kind of does. Well, anyway.
You should probably leave the...
We should probably leave the fucking Skype call.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Well, one, we can hear it and it's hilarious to us, but two, nobody else can hear the Skype call going on. So they miss out the... You know what? Beach is in the Skype call. I'm going to send him the link right now.
No, Beach is like, why did everybody leave the Skype call?
Beach, we're doing a fucking live stream right now. Jump in if you want.
It's because you smell Beach.
Tweet it out. It's like a fart. You know.
I twatted it. Well, I twatted it out from me. I guess the Grappist needs to do it.
I didn't get the notification from the grapple list.
That's because I didn't do it out.
All right, so
June 30, 2017.
June. Would you say June has something on her head?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't get your joke.
So
June,
guys,
something on head.
I was thinking we could look for an article on the #1 fake news network.
This will be fun. Welcome, Beach.
CNN.
I see you.
Because, you know, CNN gives us lots of news.
I see a finger. I don't hear you, though. I couldn't hear you in the Skype call either. Yeah, puzzling. All right, well, while we've got just me watching this, move that over a bit. There, now I can see the whole chat. Just in case anyone decides to stop by and tell us something funny. All right, what are you?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Trump White House declines to recognize LGBT Pride Month by Dylan Stafford.
Perfect. Awesome. This is gold. Oh, look, Hillary Clinton. Hi, Hillary.
How is that relevant?
I don't know. They just decided. And we're gonna pause that. All right. Yeah. Who wants to start? Yeah.
Vyric.
Yes.
Why don't you take this off? Go ahead and start us down this little rabbit hole.
It starts right here, Vyric. Right.
I need to drop the Hangout link into the...
I don't have the article link, so...
He's throwing it on screen.
Right.
Derp.
Hold on 1 second.
The highlighted
Stop what I'm doing because I can't do this and that at the same time. I need to get out of here before people kill me.
Yeah, you stop doing enjoyable things.
He's a PC gamer, guys. Give him a break. It's okay.
Washington via CNN. President Donald Trump has broken with recent precedent. Yes, I'm sorry. God Emperor Donald Trump has broken with recent precedent by not recognizing June as LGBT Pride Month. The decision marks an end to 2 years of his predecessor's tradition of officially recognizing the month. President Bill Clinton first recognized it while he was getting his dick sucked in 1999 in the commemoration of the Stonewall riots of late June 1969, which many point to as the start of the modern gay rights movement. Clinton again recognized June as Pride Month in 2000, but the practice was paused under the George W. Bush administration. President Barack Hussein Obama picked it up again during his 8 years in office, issuing June proclamations and hosting celebrations inside the White House, and probably joining in them too. The White House did not respond to a request for comment, although Trump did not recognize LGBT Pride Month. He proclaimed June as Great Outdoors Month, National Caribbean American Heritage Month, African American Music Appreciation Month, National Ocean Month, and National Home Ownership. Wait, it says it right there. National Homeowner. National Homo. Yeah, month. As candidate, Trump had promised to be different than many of his GOP peers on the campaign. I don't know. Would you really consider them as peers?
Champagne Trail, yes.
Champagne Trail in June of last year. He declared that he would be a better ally of the LGBT community than Hillary Clinton. Thank you to the LGBT community, he tweeted. I will fight for you while Hillary brings in more people that will threaten your freedoms and beliefs. Later that month, Trump reiterated his commitment to the LGBT community after the attack at Anne? Huh? Shouldn't it be at a gay nightclub in Orlando. At a New Hampshire rally, he said, ask yourself, who is really the friend of women and the LGBT community?
You sure you're getting his accent right?
I don't know. I don't speak New York.
I think doesn't it sound more like herder?
Donald Trump.
Or Lizard Queen.
Oh, wait, I read that wrong. Or
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
I've said
with her words.
Reboot update the phone.
Okay.
So far, however, Trump has taken no actions, none, zero, zip, nada, zilch, to commemorate LGBT Pride Month or to recognize the community. Ivanka Trump, the first daughter and close advisor to the president, that doesn't sound right. Did, however, tweet in honor of Pride Month.
Okay.
Logging back in after Shavuot. How do you say that? Shavuot? I don't speak Yiddish. Help me out here, Rabbi.
No, I have to ask, who is doing more grave standing at that part? CNN or Donald Trump? That's a tough call, honestly.
That's not Shabbat, by the way. That's Shavuot.
I could have been intentionally doing it, but I wasn't. I'll just mess up.
Yeah. Which is really actually just a long form of Shoah.
Yep.
Oy vey!
Turn yourself in. Hold on a second.
I knew the Chosen would show up sooner or later. Pesky Jews.
Give me your gold.
Come on, we're not that bad.
I'm tempted. So tempted.
You guys crowd the Chinese restaurants on Christmas Day.
Man,
it's the only place that's open.
I just want to get in there and try to see if somebody's got a.
Oh no! This one's fucking hilarious. This is good.
No, Americans aren't actually flocking to Canada, drones.
This is some juicy shit. Oh my god, CNN, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Shit.
Every fucking presidential election,
Just what the fuck?
Hold on, breaking news.
How does an article with the title "No Americans Aren't Actually Flocking to Canada" get past your editors? God,
here's the problem with immigrating to Canada.
I gotta go with that one. Thank you for telling me what's not happening. Yeah, that's what.
The obvious is obvious, but fuck the editor.
Well, apparently, it's not only just obvious; it's obvious day in stupid camp.
Fucking fuck the editor who let this.
Is it the flag on CNN stream?
Well, no, this is just a lazy stream. I wasn't planning on doing anything really. We were just gonna do some articles or dramatic readings or something. Just looking around.
I don't know.
Getting our asses back on air.
I just decided to go to CNN because funny.
Oh wow, shit! There's plenty of, especially their online presence.
Vyrick found an article.
Oh,
What did you
Wait,
find?
hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. There's 2 items. There's this one.
Oh, look at we're doing funny stuff in here.
Okay, good.
That's why I linked it in the side chat.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you yours is better than mine.
Yeah, now listen, I'm going to tell you right now.
No,
the reason why there isn't a mass immigration to Canada is because Canada has a great immigration policy. Like, you actually have to have money in the bank. You actually have to have skills.
Oh, shut up. You're just being some kind of crazy alt-right person. You
Well,
neo-Nazi
you're actually
bastard.
kind of being wrong.
Actually, hold on a second. You're not a
I'm
neo-Nazi. You're a
wrong?
literal
Have you
Nazi.
read Canada's immigration?
No, I mean, you're wrong that there isn't the same kind of strictures in the United States.
Well, they're more enforced in Canada. But, we can't do that here, right?
Canada also has guest workers. They take guest workers. They have a saying policy. Sorry, I need to shoot down here.
You're not shooting down anything.
Are you puncturing his reality bubble there?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. Pick one. Those two are pretty funny.
Actually, an agricultural guest worker program, which is a better.
All right, let's focus on this article because it's fun.
A murder trial defendant punches a public defender in face as a jury deliberates.
I'm sorry. He deserves a round of applause. He does. He deserves it. And I'm sorry, I have to reference certain scene from a certain movie. And
What?
we will find you the dumbest motherfucker on earth.
I thought it was going to be something more along the lines of you can't handle the truth. All right.
Oh, that too. But
Let's see. Trenton, a man on trial for murder, now faces an assault charge after he punched his public defender in the face during a court hearing Thursday, authorities said.
Why not?
The Mercer County Sheriff's Office said Randy Washington suddenly and violently struck his court-appointed attorney in the face with a closed fist. What happened? Did he turn to him and go, "You going to jail now"?
No, it's probably some old dump truck, and why? Probably told him, "Should have took the lead, motherfucker. You're going down now."
Notice I was referencing that fucking the bus driver who took out that one.
it's funny.
He
could probably perpetually just keep getting court hearings for keep punching people in the face.
That's genius, Max. He'd never go to jail for murder. Because
I know, right? Because he keeps stacking assault charges. And they'd keep having.
He would consistently avoid getting the death penalty.
Yeah. Until he couldn't punch anymore. Then he'd probably have racked up enough contempt charges where, maybe
he'd never be able to go to jail because they'd keep having to fucking give him.
Well, I don't think they're going to put you out on bail, and of course they can give you concurrent sentences.
I don't know, though. There's a flaw in this. What if his attorney shows up wearing a bear-proof suit?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's simple. Get some bear mace.
He could always
the foaming
just
kind. It's like napalm, but it stings instead of burns. Well,
he could always he could just hit him over the head with the handcuffs. Just
throw a chair at him, maybe flip the table.
Yeah, there you go.
No. What he should do is throw his attorney at the judge. Of course, he'd have to be in jail, so he had all the time in the world to get that kind of bench pressing strength. Okay, I did not mean for that to be as big of a fucking pun as it was. I'm sorry.
You're forgiven.
Right. The incident happened just before 4 p.m. after closing arguments, and the trial ended and the jury was dismissed for deliberations. Sheriff's officers Joseph Delicio and Joel Adams immediately grabbed Washington and pinned him to a courtroom table before their officers helped remove him from the area. The sheriff's office did not name the attorney, otherwise known as the little bitch who got punched out by the person next to him. But Washington had been represented by Deputy Public Defender Jessica Lyons in the trial. I feel worse about this now. She suffered multiple facial lacerations around her eye.
That wasn't a love tap.
Oh, popped her right in the eye too.
Oh, probably
orbital. Wait, does she have an orbital bone fracture?
That's what I was saying. I'm thinking that's what happened.
Yeah, probably.
The sheriff's office.
Washington was charged with aggravated assault and returned to jail.
Yeah,
it is our sworn duty to protect the courts and all those involved in the judicial process, Sheriff Jack Comer said. We cannot and will not tolerate violence in our courthouses.
Well,
I mean, never to bring my bone.
Hold the fucking phone now. Hold the fucking phone. You see, as a sovereign citizen, any kind of law is violence.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell.
Don't even bring that up. Oh, now you reminded me.
No, I'm not Washington, okay? That's the government's name for me. I am sovereign.
No, wait.
I traded in my birth certificate for all my debts, god damn it.
Wait. It gets even better. It gets even better what he's accused of. Washington 35 is accused of gunning down 64-year-old Silas Johnson Jr. on Market Street on Route 1 overpass in October 2014. Prosecutors
it's been 3 years.
Prosecutors have said Washington
there's more.
Followed Johnson as he got off a train, then knocked him to the ground and shot him several times before fleeing the scene. Oh, that's nice.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
On Tuesday, Lyons had tried to have Washington acquitted, arguing that witnesses had not positively identified him as the killer and gave inconsistent statements, but the judge denied the motion. Thursday's incident was not the first time Washington had an issue with his attorney. In January, he requested to represent himself, threatening to do something to his then attorney, Tom Belsky, and telling the judge that Belsky was feeding her a line of bull. The judge denied his motion.
Feeding you a line of bull, bitch.
Well, was he feeding her a fistful of bull at the end of this?
Oh, he killed another dude.
Hold on, wait. The judge denied his motion and Lyons was decided. The only thing I disagree about with this entire article is the judge denying his motion to represent himself. He has the right to represent himself. A judge cannot take away your right to represent himself.
A person, I probably would have granted that if I was a vindictive prick. I would have granted that motion just so I could watch him get squashed.
I just want to throw that out there for anyone.
But a judge is supposed to be
it makes
for anyone who watches this in the future. A judge cannot take away your right to represent yourself. You're a fool if you You're a fool if you represent yourself, but like a judge cannot take away your right to do that.
Max coming to you live from Frieza. Max is coming to you live from Frieza Planet 419.
Yep.
Just when you get arrested in the future.
Washington also faces charges in July 2014, killing a 44-year-old George Jameson and a months-long armed robbery spree, but is only currently standing trial for Johnson. But this guy is a saint, yo. He's just like, he's got all of them shit.
Like, holy crap. All right, next.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wait for the next one. You're going to love
He
this.
was 18. Hold on, let me zoom in.
We do not have a child slave colony on Mars yet, NASA.
Okay, I'm hearing some stupid shit in the background here.
What?
It's not me.
I don't know where it is, but there's some kind of video playing. Or sound.
Not me.
Just gonna mute the fucking tab. Ta-da! Okay.
Oh, what is it? Autoplay? You mean?
There's some kind of autoplay going, but now it's muted, and I can be happy again.
Oh, Alex Jones, I'm gonna fucking slap
He's
you.
at it again. They're gay frogs.
I'm gonna slap you, Byron.
They're turning the fucking frogs gay. They're demons. They're goblins.
I'll read it. He's at it again. Conspiracy theorist and human gopher, Alex Jones. No, it should actually be mentally retarded, handicapped Chihuahua. Alex Jones announced his latest revelation, and it's out of this world.
InfoWars.
On InfoWars, his radio talk show, which is beamed across 118 stations in the U.S., His guest on Thursday was Robert David Steele, who, according to the latter's Wikipedia page and website, is a former clandestine services case officer at the Central Intelligence Agency. You know how much spies love publicity.
Only if they turn the frogs gay.
He was also, briefly, the Reform Party candidate for the U.S. presidential election in 2012.
Which is a shame. The homosexual amphibians.
When you imagine the Miss TV gold opportunity of him in a debate with Donald Trump in his last election cycle. That's the only thing I'm agree with. That would be gold to have him do if he had debated Donald.
Oh yeah, the good guy Bob Steele is coming back on.
The Reform Party was still around.
It is. It's dying a very slow and painful death, but it is unfortunately still around. But never mind all that. Well, on Jones' show, Steele mentioned how NASA established a colony on Mars to which they shipped kidnapped children over a 20-year space ride.
Like, do you realize how much fucking energy that would cost?
The fact that in that case they wouldn't be kids anymore wasn't touched upon. Once there, the kids have no alternative but to become slaves at the
They shipped them packed in gay frogs.
Because that's just how NASA rolls.
Oh my god.
Not content with just enslaving said children, NASA also murders some of them with their blood and
oh my god.
And terrifying them first so that
somebody watched the latest someone watched the latest X-Men movie and got a
this,
little bit
according to Steele, is a form of pedophilia, which again performed on 20-plus-year-old kids. NASA,
Jesus Christ, how horrifying!
Shutting off space probes whenever the vicinity of the sleep.
Watch the video of it.
Can we?
You wouldn't be able to do it.
Or would they flag it?
I hear what you're saying, pal. Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to do the sound. That's one of the.
Oh, we didn't mute this one. See, that's all the fun.
I could have done this one probably on OBS, but we're doing it on Hangout. So
I don't want to listen to Alex Jones for run about that shit.
They're turning the fucking frogs gay.
NASA denied the allegations, narrowly avoiding collectively rolling their eyes. See, that's what I would do, NASA, just roll my eyes.
Well, you see, the angular momentum of the eyes rolling might have torqued their heads off their neck.
Fun fact, NASA... Oh, here we go. They actually did a fun fact. Ooh, well, Craig, you can take it away.
This is fun. NASA's budget is a little over $18 billion. Estimates put the cost of initially putting just 4 people on Mars at $6 billion. But then maybe the slaves get a children's discount. Let's see.
I don't think it works that way.
Damn it! No, the first comment.
That's cheap.
It's almost as many Jews that were killed in the Holocaust.
Gundam Iron Comment of the year, right here.
So that's how it starts.
Give Alex Jones a break. The guy is a patriot. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
The
guy's a patriot looking out for the best interest. Unlike the deep state. Oh my god, this guy's full of it. He must have had his head pushed in the Kool-Aid bowl like someone else we know.
I'll give Alex Jones this. That voice is going to tear my throat lining out.
I know. I can't do it either.
Unlike the deep state that has infiltrated our intelligence services, most departments of our government. That guy is fucking wow. And he have placed many people in positions of power within politics. Alex is often misquoted as well. He reports about the fringe, breaks stories that are initially called a conspiracy theory, only to come out in the mainstream news a week or so later as gospel.
Oh man, this guy just went. Really? I think this guy just has a fucking notepad with his fucking comments ready to go and just go.
I think this person
looks up Alex Jones on the fucking web and like just spams comment.
I'm calling bullshit. This is obviously a Joe Rogan sock account. Nobody can have their head this far in the Kool-Aid bowl other than him.
Wait a minute, Joe Rogan got his head. Okay, explain.
Let's see. Does this mean the moon landing was real?
Check.
All I'm gonna say about this is Joe Rogan freaking like he believes.
Look at.
Apparently believes some of what Alex Jones says, and not others.
Look at what's just below the moon landing was real comment. This is just nonsense to give credence to space travel is real. These Freemasons are not going to space. If you believe in them, you're part of the problem. Holy shit.
My God.
That's definitely a flat earther right there.
Yeah.
You can't get past the dome, man. You just can't get past the dome. There's no way to do it.
Yeah, well, to take to quote a comedian whose name escapes me right now, I'm sure I'll remember him later. Dara O'Brien. You know, one where he talks about people having equal time. It's like, well, I believe that the sky is covered in felt and the stars are just stuck on there.
Greg, do you know what I believe?
This guy talking about space travel, fucking weirdo.
Grapus, do you know what I believe?
Chicken.
I believe the children are future.
Okay, I'm gonna click on the next link.
I fully support NASA's initiative to put slave children on Mars. Let's do it.
Oh dear God, another autoplay piece of shit.
I really hate that.
All right. Let me get back to this.
All we need is coal mines on Mars and have the children.
Fucking Alex Jones' voice was killing me.
Right. Toronto Airport removes ad after activists complain it's insulting to cows. Insulting to cows.
Oh, right.
As if cows have the mental capacity.
No one think of the bovines.
I am ready for this one. I'm strapped in. Got those nice long screws in the chair holding it to the fucking ground.
Is it like your Clockwork Orange chair arrangement?
No. It's like what the fuck was that claymation movie, or not claymation? Stop motion movie where they had the Charlie. And it's the giant James and the Giant Peach. There we go. It's more like that.
Somebody tried to save the rest.
Look with me.
Look, someone fucking edited it. It fucking got an edit.
All right, let's see.
Speaking of editing, I'll have to show you a fun trick I found out about Discord.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh, that'll be fun later. So
Toronto's Island. Oh, you want to do it, Craig? Go for it.
Okay, all right. So Toronto's Island Airport has taken down an advertisement after animal rights activists complained it is disrespectful to cows. The poster at Billy Bishop Airport, that's a perfect name for this,
Billy,
said, "Your precious cargo, not cattle," and outlined upgrades being made to the passenger terminal. Activist Len Goldberg says in a Facebook post that message is insulting to cows. He says he rallied a number of like-minded people to contact the government body that operates the airport to complain. A Ports Toronto spokeswoman said the offending poster was immediately removed and that particular message won't be part of the ad campaign moving forward. Deborah Wilson says the ad had implied disrespect for animals that was not intended. Oh my God.
Disrespect for animals. Even though most animals
they're being treated like cattle, okay?
Perspective.
But like fucking
oh my God, that guy's a fuck
most
nut
animals have about as high of an IQ that of a 3-year-old child.
100
and I can
years
tell
ago,
you,
they were treated like cattle.
A 3-year-old child would not even.
Cattle.
A 3-year-old child would not be able to fucking know the shit, and a cow most certainly.
Wouldn't that be funny to subject that fucking that ridiculous socialist brand news to PETA?
Oh God!
Just watch it implode. We're trying to be less disrespectful to ducks. Why is it that whenever someone shoots, they shout "duck"? That's terrible. So, perspective and discourse is an interesting and important element of any public campaign, said Wilson. We appreciate that these concerns were brought forward so that we could better understand the issue and respond quickly to remedy the situation. The Canadian Press.
The Canadian Press.
Reported typo or error.
The
This
Royal Canadian Kildare-Yaxman.
This fucking article could have been reduced to 3 letters. Fucking LOL.
Or no, actually, I can think of 2 letters. I can think of 2 letters with one of them going like on forever. And that is moo.
All right, it could have been expanded to 4 letters. ROFL. All right,
your bovine hate has been noted and logged.
What? Cows are delicious. Okay, so moving forward.
Listen, if I want some steak, is that Tommy Lee Jones? Oh, never mind. That's not Tommy Lee Jones.
Let's get a much closer look at him. He looks slightly No, he's smiling too much. It's not Tommy. All right, let's zoom out so that we can actually stop seeing every pixel of his nose.
We must go further. How many nose hairs does he have?
I don't want to know.
He has a golf ball sized nose, though.
God, man. Are you trying to get us all killed?
It's positively Nixon-like.
All right, this is under the government section, so you know it's important. Hosemann on Trump voter ID request. Go jump in the Gulf.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I agree with the guy so.
You're welcome to do so.
Well, yeah, don't get any
I prefer that it wasn't over an ID issue, but yeah, he could probably use a little bit of a dunk. Get that whole comb over off the top of his head.
And also get that orange. He's probably permanent.
Trump roadkill he's sporting.
I was gonna say he could probably get the orange out of his skin, but he's probably permanently stained orange.
I'm pretty sure those Cheetos are never leaving.
God,
that's a DNA level.
It's like that one episode of Kenan and Kel, where they get the X-ray and all of Kel's insides are orange.
Wow.
You just couldn't see it because of his skin pigmentation. Okay, so Mississippi Secretary of State Delbert Hosemann will not comply with a request from President Donald Trump's administration asking for detailed voter file information, including names, address, social security numbers, and birth dates.
Good.
Yeah, basically. Now, there's probably a better way to comply with that, which is you could have them do some of the legwork so that the compiled data is not available, but just the results of the data analysis. That's what a lot of people do when they de-anonymize things. But I'm guessing that no one's thought even that far past their own fucking bridge of their nose. Hosemann, a Republican, this is important, who did not endorse Trump during the presidential campaign, said his office has not yet received a letter from the administration. But he said if and when he does receive one, so this is preemptive grandstanding. You're a fuckhole. Oh my God.
Everybody else is doing the same thing.
Oh my God.
18 states have told him to go fuck himself.
No, this is just like that person's. This is just like that fucking
you need
news
to look
article.
at this Chris Kobach character, too.
Hold on a second. This is just like that article where it's, no, masses of Americans aren't moving to Canada. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
This is just as much of a non-story.
Yeah, why don't you wait for the letter first?
Oh, my God. He could, it would have made sense. And, he's sitting there anticipating, twiddling his thumbs. The funniest fucking thing right now would be if no letter ever came.
That would be hilarious.
Hosemann is one of the first Republican secretaries of state in the country to publicly reject the commission's request. Hold on a second. How many other Republican secretaries of state are there? And under this president, too?
Like 30 easily.
Joining several Democratic colleagues in bucking the request. What request? There hasn't been one.
The one that hasn't been issued yet.
Beat your robo.
Shit, I'll probably
just a bit.
We're going to deny a request that nobody's issued yet. Great job, guys. Keep up the good non-work.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. They can go jump in the Gulf of Mexico, and Mississippi is a great state to launch from. What about Florida? Come on. Can't you just see that headline? Florida man chucks Trump into the Gulf?
Florida man.
Florida man. All right, I guess Beach will be back shortly. Hoseman said in a statement on Friday, Mississippi residents should celebrate Independence Day and our state's right to protect the privacy of our citizens by conducting your own electoral process. No, that's actually a good way to say it. Now, it makes it sound like that's an impending thing, but it's an ongoing thing.
You know, the
Nora's
way
in the
he
chat.
says it,
Thank
though,
you, Nora. You said gay.
you know, the way he says it, though, it almost makes it sound like he's saying we should reject the government process we have and do our own government process. It sounds very snide the way he says it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, I think, the intended purpose.
Yeah.
So, all 50 secretaries of state received. Oh, that's when I was asking how many secretaries of state, I was thinking national level. This is a state level. Yep. All right, all 50 secretaries of state received requests for the information in a letter this week from Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach, who serves as, this would be where the letter came from. This is why he's making this little grandstand. All right, who serves as vice chairman? My head's been buried in work. Don't hurt me. All right, so who serves as vice chairman for Trump's new Presidential Advisory Commission on Election Integrity? Good. There should be one of those, but they should be leaving a lot of this to the states, which is where it's duly noted it should be.
And it shouldn't be a controversial figure like Kobach.
I really don't care who says it. It's the action. It's directly contravening the stipulation of the Constitution.
You need it. You're looking for people wanting to have faith in the process. Then
I think a national oversight is a good idea, but the right to pursue the process and direct it as they so see fit falls to the states.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There is. Like in no uncertain terms is the letter of.
Well, that's why it's voluntary. That's why.
Well, I mean, in that respect, yeah, you can shove it right up his pooper. Anyway, the letter seeks the information to study the registration and voting process used in federal elections that may undermine the American people's confidence in the integrity of the federal. Okay, this is all wishy-washy. And the integrity of the federal elections process. So let's just unpack that for a second. This is all about feelings. Yep. How the fuck are you going to quantify this? Fuck off with that noise. Either you want the process to have integrity or not.
Yeah. And just my opinion, this is about Trump's fifis.
Oh, probably. The guy's built them.
Yeah.
I mean, I made it pretty clear, I think, before, regardless of whether or not I thought he was a better candidate, and given the choices made, I didn't want him.
Oh, I'm not. That's all done.
I think, right.
Well, candidate or not, any politician, whether you wholeheartedly endorse them or...
By the way,
allow me to qualify that just for context of the stream, not for any personal exchange.
Okay, well, let me just say that just because I slag on Trump, I don't blame each and every person that votes for him either. I kind of got a little that flack back. It's like...
Hold on. So I did see that little cavalcade of tweets in my inbox throughout the day, by the way, which I was laughing my ass off at.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was sitting there thinking, I love when my followers interact with each other.
I think it was like me. I was just like, no coffee today, bad day. So maybe I wasn't following along, but I guess I got boxed in somehow.
You did. You allowed yourself to be boxed into a situation where you had to make an emotional appeal or seem like an idiot.
Okay, well, I didn't see it.
So the one guy, fuck, what's his name? Patrick. Yeah, the Petrichori. Like he's cool.
No,
I know him, and he's at least an acquaintance, if not a friend, at this point on Twitter.
Right.
So when he was doing that, he was like, I'm pretty sure it was half joking.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I'm like, okay, I'm not getting it, so it's probably me. I think.
Let's see. Bats went ahead and retweeted us. He says, "Go watch this or die."
Yeah, watch die.
Thank you, Bats.
Oh, how's my voice coming through now?
Your reception is a hell of a lot clearer right now.
I think I just got to clear it every once in a while. So if it happens again, let me know.
Will do.
Like your nose?
Weird. Like a nose with a bad cold, man. All right, so let's finish this little turd up. The commission's request asks for the full names of registered voters, their dates of birth, registered address, voting history, and last four digits of their social security numbers. Actually, see, that's different because that's not their whole social security number. That's the last four digits. Still say no. But it is the last four. Look, I still say no, but it's a factual distinction between the last four digits of a number and the whole number. Just pointing out.
Still not. I understood that in the beginning too, but I was like, no.
All right. So all dating back to 2006. Why the fuck only 2006? Seriously? Like, you're going to make it that partisan? Get it all the way the fuck back to the 90s if you're going to do that shit.
Exactly.
Fucking 2006.
I'll go all the way back to Missouri Compromise. I don't know. I guess I got to cut it off.
Like to, if you're going to do that, why not go back as far as you can and get the real data?
Yeah, I agree.
No, because you have some kind of fucking narrative to push. Anyway, hold on. This will be good. Kobach was fined 1,000. Am I saying that right? Because it's like Kobach or Kobach.
Yeah, it's Kobach.
See, Kobach would be funnier because he botched this shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fucking lame. Kobach was fined $1,000 by a federal judge last. If that's a huge slap on the wrist, really, for making patently misleading representations about documents he took to a November meeting with Trump that relate to federal voting. Now, hold on a second. Were they materially misleading or were they just misleading? Because misleading statement is different from material and misleading. They quoted it as patently misleading.
Whatever's the lesser, because you only had a $1,000 fine.
Well, materially misleading is lying in court. Anyway, he told the Kansas City Star on Thursday that the personal data would be hosted on a secure secure server run by the federal government.
Is it a secure server in his home?
I'm pretty sure it'd be a secure server in northern Utah.
Oh no, they asked. I don't know how they have asked the Secretary of State of Oregon to send the data over an unsecured Gmail account.
Let me guess. Did they have the Podesta password?
Yeah, probably
password.
Okay, let's see. So, and the request for Social Security numbers was meant to ensure one person isn't registered more than once. Well, you can do that by looking at their name and address, fuckwits.
Yeah.
Like the law that enacted Social Security specifically prohibits Social Security numbers being used as an identifier, which is done fuck all for that to not be the case. Now, when they said that, of course, it's not to be used as an identifier by the United States federal government, not by companies and some other shit, so all the sovereign citizen fuckwits can go blow themselves in that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue this fucker. Oh, good. We're not even close to being done. Bozeman successfully won a 2014 federal case on the argument that state voter file information should be kept private and not shared with the federal government. Good.
Norris says we're gay.
I saw. He has gone to great lengths since the November presidential election to assure the public that there was no voter fraud in the 2016 presidential election, even though there was, like, demonstrably. But
not the level they're saying.
Well, in states where there was demonstrably votes that could swing by less than 400 on the count, there was like 5,000 fraudulent votes that were in existence. Like, that's pretty big. Now, that's one state, etc. Like, I understand what you're saying as far as the scale of things, but that's not something to just be nodded off.
I don't say so, but that's up to the states to fix, unless they're violating the Voter Rights Act.
No, it absolutely is up to the states to fix it. I think that this is where I think a national oversight would be good, because a national oversight would tell the state, if you don't fix it, then we're going to cut interstate funding.
Wait, what are we talking about? I fucking got all distracted.
It's cool. We're talking about we're talking about the rest of the article.
Federal government trying to oversee elections.
Max, please take it off, if you will.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Take it off.
22 Mississippian sponsored by Texas-based True, the Texas is true. All right, well, somebody fucked
True
up. The vote filed of a federal lawsuit against Hostman and the state of Mississippi in 2014, seeking birth dates of Mississippi's 1.8 million registered voters. Many of those 22 plaintiffs were supporters of the state Senator Chris McDaniel, who narrowly lost the Republican primary runoff to U.S. Senator Thad Cochran. Daniel earned more votes than Cochran in the primary. In the court,
just call him Cock. Just call him Cock.
Okay. In the court and in public, Hostman pushed back, calling the lawsuit ill-conceived, incoherent, misguided, poorly drafted, filed in the wrong court, and probably politically motivated. Damn, that's a lot of caveats. Holy shit, somebody's ass already. Saying all voter file information was available to anyone after properly redacting the voter's birth date and social security numbers.
Those really shouldn't be that difficult to get away with there. Now, the only way that you would have a double count or a missed person is if you had two people with the exact same name and the same address. And even then, that's very rare. So you can get at least an estimate if there's a problem. Maybe you'll be off by 10 people. If your vote came down to 10 people, you're within margin of error, and you have some other issues you probably need to work out, which have a larger margin of error.
There you go.
That's not, it should still be pursued, and it's still very important. But you got to iron out all the wrinkles, not just the ones between the giant wrinkles on the sides of you. Anyway. Please continue. I'm ordering food.
All right, yes. Wait, what are you ordering, you fucker?
I'm getting some ramen.
Of course
I'm getting some.
He needs to get his daily intake of tree-based cellulose.
I'm getting some chicken.
So he needs his daily intake of soy.
I'm getting me some chicken.
What soy extenders?
It better have barbecue sauce.
No soy.
Barbecue sauce or duck sauce. Barbecue or duck sauce.
I'm getting chicken.
God damn it.
No
with
sauce.
Duck sauce or barbecue?
Hold on a second.
You're a faggot.
Chicken?
I have to investigate this. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Anyways, the Mississippi legislature, we got completely freaking off topic because of chicken. Anyways, the Mississippi legislature enacted a law to protect your birthday.
Arise,
oh my God. Parmesan.
Protect your birthday and social security number from public dissemination, Hostman said in the Zoom in July 2014. This out-of-date company, True the Vote, wants your birthday or wants you, the taxpayer, to pay the redacting and copying for them. You locally elected circuit clerks are following the law. The federal district court ruled in Hostman's favor, tossing the case and stating the state restriction on providing voter identification did not violate the Federal Voting Rights Act.
I want my chicken nugs, chicken nugs, chicken nugs. I want my chicken nugs, chicken nugs, chicken nugs.
Stop talking.
Arise, chicken. Chicken, arise.
Okay, so Hoser touted the smooth election process last fall.
So wait. Like, he got everyone's fucking shit? Is that what he's saying?
Well, yeah. He is the Secretary of State for his state, so...
Yeah.
He does, yes.
They
collect they have to collect everything, so they know. Now they have to go through. They should be forced. They should be sued and forced to audit their own data, which is the proper way to do it. Which is something the federal court can handle.
I don't think they should be sued, government. But yeah, I mean,
well, that's the motion to take. If he's going to refuse outright, then you sue the state, and the state has to take care of it, meaning that everything's still done the right way. This is just like. Is the same way that people start bitching about how we should do this, that, and the other thing with the government, and that we should dismantle the process in order to do it. Well, no, there is a process for that. We like saying this, that, and the other about the Constitution. Well, you can amend it.
Well, yeah. By the way, earlier,
go through the state process.
Am I mistaken? Earlier, somebody said, in like, I don't know, was it Beach or I don't know? Somebody said something about when the fucking federal government passes something, like, that's it. Because actually, no, states have the power to fight something. So states have the power to fight. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. Someone said something like that.
I kind of wish
individuals and groups.
I kind of wish that like they should make them. They should just like we should build a gladiator pit like in the middle of Congress.
You know, a recent example would be the gay rights amendment and how California famously tried to fight it in the Supreme Court. They lost.
Yeah.
They did lose, but they still challenged the amendment because states have the power to fight, and they can bring it to the Supreme Court if they so choose, which California did.
Federal court. Sometimes they don't even have to go that far.
Yeah.
All right, so turnout, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then there's comments. Let me go to the next one. Ah, shit, that's the wrong fucking. There we go.
And here we go.
He's stealing your shtick.
I know, I heard him. He's a faggot.
All right,
you choose, you lose.
This is visible. This is visible. Okay. Sicily's economy is so depressed, even the mafia is moving to Germany to find jobs. That sucks. Hold on a second. The country that went through one of the more intolerable depressions, economic downturns after World War II, is engaging in this again due to, I don't know, maybe a massive strain on their infrastructure.
I wonder where it came from.
Are you trying to blame this on fucking refugees?
No, I'm trying to blame it on a mismanagement of resources by the government. It's not the refugees' fault if the government's fucking up the way they're handling the situation.
Ah, yes, Camper Fugi. I remember.
It is the refugees' fault for showing up, but it is the government's fault for not reacting appropriately.
Of course.
I never said without compassion. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, Sicily's always been a sinkhole economically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you watch your mouth. You're gonna be finding.
You're shaking your fucking hand when you're saying this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Makes you say that.
Go ahead, read the article. Use that accent the whole way.
Oh God.
I'm gonna torture you for that.
Yeah. You stepped in it now.
After years of decline, Sicily's mafia clans are heading to Germany in search of business.
I didn't know they had Chicagoans over there.
Hey, it's a mob. It's a mob world, you know what I mean? In addition to being squeezed over the past 2 decades by an Italian government crackdown on organized crime, with many of its bosses put behind bars, the mafia has also had to contend with the decline in Sicily's economy. But a large-scale anti-drug operation in southwest of Germany has revealed the extent to which Sicily's crime gangs have moved their businesses to Europe's wealthier regions, The Guardian reports.
Oh my God! What happened to my boy? He was a contender.
Scroll up. You know what I'm saying?
He was reading the article, and then his voice died. Come on down
19
to my boat.
suspected drug traffickers were arrested in a sting in the town of Villengenschwingen. I don't know. I don't speak that.
All right, you know how to pronounce the bike brand Schwinn?
Villengenschwingen.
Nora, hold on a second. Nora has a critique on my accent. She says that was terrible, Craig. No. Yeah, get your ass in here, Nora.
21st of June. And how do I say that? 4 million in euros? What's a euro?
It's about $1.25, isn't it?
So.
Worth the goods and money was seized. It is believed that the gang were operating in the Rottweil and Stuttgart.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm reading it verbatim.
No, you're doing fine. They are not.
I think it's a translated article. And
it's from the Independent. They speak the fucking language.
The mother tongue.
In Baden-Württemberg, the German state with the lowest poverty rate, Italian authorities said the gang had smuggled tons of marijuana and cocaine.
I'm sorry, you slipped from barely passable Italian to fucking hick in the South.
From Albania to Germany and laundered the profits in the slot machines, which they had forced the owners of local bars and shops to install.
Ain't even that old.
So Nora's not going to join us because reasons, which is fine. Anyway,
they also suspect drug trafficking profits were used to buy weapons in the Balkans.
Oh, we got ourselves a Russia connection over here.
So we got the Russian.
Somebody get beats on the case.
Yeah, Carabinieri. Hey.
Here,
once all powerful on Sicily, the world's most famous crime gang, known as Cosa Nostra, our thing is also believed to have started expanding into Germany. Although Cosa Nostra has faced numerous setbacks, no one believes it is dying.
Oh, it hasn't gotten onto the boat yet, there, has it?
Not without papers.
All right, go on. What else happened here?
After years of decline, with the Calabrian 'Ndrangheta overtaking as Italy's most powerful mobsters, prosecutors believe it is trying to rebuild, starting with its drug trade. Italian prosecutors say the 'Ndrangheta
fucking hell,
has
man.
a stranglehold
during the day because you're laying it on thick here.
has a stranglehold on the cocaine trade, but Cosa Nostra is a major player in the Italian hashish market, often importing the drug from northern Africa and selling it throughout Europe. In March, police found 400 kilograms of hashish worth an estimated 3 million euros floating just off the Sicilian coast after a drop-off went awry.
It went kaput. Tits up, dead, floater, you get the deal.
It was as disgusting as a Brooklyn trout, I tell you. In May, police seized around 300 kilograms of hashish in a single raid in Palermo. For a while, the mafia depended on public work scams and extortion rackets for much of the money.
Oh, they're legitimate business dealings. What the fuck are they on about?
But with
an
the
enterprise
economy,
Italian can't get away with this shit anymore.
Man, I wonder if they're still driving the same Lincoln Town cars. But with the economy in such dire straits here, you know what I'm saying? They are returning to their old drug habits. A senior anti-mafia magistrate told Reuters, declining to be named because he was not authorized to speak publicly.
Nor privately. I'm sorry.
Hi, Nora.
There you go.
Oh, God, do I have to keep doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
Sicily's economic output fell more than 13% between 2008 and 2015, and it is only slowly recovering, with the jobless rate is at 22%. Goddamn, proofread this shit next time, you mooly. Twice the national average. The deep recession has made it much more difficult for harder business and legitimate businessmen to pay protection money, or pizzo in Italian,
Pizzo.
to the mafia.
God damn,
Pizzo.
you gotta speak it, pronounce it correctly.
And more than 1,000 foims have revolted against
Keep going.
that in Palermo alone,
She
a
left.
little more than a decade. The state's fight against the mafia only got serious. In 1992, after the group murdered two of Italy's top magistrates, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino.
Falcone. Sorry, keep going.
It could be Falcone. It depends on
Could
what
be
region.
Falcone, yeah, I guess so.
Triggering national outrage and finally forcing complacent politicians to act.
Nah, you're right, it is Falcone.
Successive governments introduced waves of anti-mafia laws, allowing the state to seize mob assets, keep imprisoned mafioso incommunicado. Basically means they can't talk to anybody. And fought from Sicily and to protection programs for them.
Hi, Nora.
Again, they didn't. The Moolies can't fucking proofread for shit. As a result, hundreds of mafioso have been arrested over the past 25 years, including Salvatore Toto Riina, the boss of bosses, who ordered the murders of Falcone and Borsellino. He is 86 and believed to be terminally ill and likely to die in jail.
Yeah, good.
Just about every
time and son of a bitch.
Wow.
You're telling me.
I think
I
that
made it.
was borderline racist.
But I am Italian.
Yeah, I got Italian in me too. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Listen, I don't want to talk about what your boyfriend did with you.
Oh my god.
It's called the motherland for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Good pasta.
So,
Nora, would you please do us the honor of reading this one?
No.
Good.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You don't want to hear my retarded ass reading. And hold on, did you say it because I'm brown?
No, because you're European.
Yeah, sure. That's the real reason. Though.
Yeah, that's the absolute reason.
Suddenly a story about ISIS comes up, and you're just like,
from Europe.
Whatever. Whatever you say. Fine.
Holy hell, why the hell did my food get this expensive?
Because I don't.
Because you're eating too much fast.
That's true. No, I'm not. It's just like, oh, that thing's like 3 times as expensive as the other thing was. I'm sorry, I've been shuffling shit in my cart. I'm just go ahead and get this. I'm just gonna get this now so I can like keep working on this fucking stream. All right. Allahu Akbar members from Europe can't get jobs when they return home. Can't get jobs when they return home.
Oh shit.
Oh, how unfortunate for them.
This is some discriminating shit right here.
How ISIS went global. That sounds like a great video. I'm not going to listen to it. The first thing an employer will ask about a resume is any gaps between jobs. Why don't they just list that they were in ISIS? Then they won't have any gaps.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I suppose the 3 or 4 week travel time is probably a good gap, but that's not that bad.
You know, logistics, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of
management. Yeah, personnel management. Let's see, what other skills?
I suppose they could. It's kind of hard to get some. I guess it is kind of difficult when your reference blows himself up.
Oh my god,
that's a tough one. No, not that many phones go that far. Long distance costs a lot. But they probably wouldn't suspect that an applicant for a certain role who seems to have been unemployed for a few years was busy fighting for the Islamic State militant group. Jihadis returning to their home countries in Europe are now finding out the hard way, and many cannot get a job as they try to reintegrate into Western society. That sucks.
Uh-oh, Spadudios.
Hold on a second. Swedish daily newspaper. Isn't like half of Sweden ISIS already?
I'm wondering.
Swedish daily newspaper Expressen. Sorry, go ahead.
Cool videos again, haven't you?
We'll have to watch Alex. We'll have to watch the super male vitality.
They're turning the fucking jihadis gay.
Now, that would be something. I'd like to see that happen. That would be hilarious.
Oh man, I didn't know they had wings, but I suppose with the nuns' outfits, they can fly. Nora's gonna kill me.
It's a good thing Jews don't believe in a hell, right?
Pretty much. Because I'd be there already. Alright.
Who says you're not, motherfucker?
This is kind of a Sartre-esque hell, isn't it?
I
have
mean,
the guy I can't hear,
your...
the fat lesbian, and then Nora.
Wait, who's the fat lesbian?
I'll let you figure that one out in a minute. After he comes back
How
and goes,
dare
hey.
you assume my gender identity?
Oh, back out. It's the fat.
Right. As many as 150 have returned to the Scandinavian country to try and rebuild their... Why the fuck would you ever return?
Why would you let them in? What?
Because Sweden.
Well, they didn't renounce their citizenship.
So
Well, they
I
just
don't give a
forfeited
shit.
it.
Walid Yusuf should not be back.
I just wanted to forget everything. Didn't you already do that when you left?
Oh my god.
27-year-old returning fighter. I applied for a lot of jobs. I just can't get any.
What, like, fighter almost has this, like, they're almost trying to say these brave motherfuckers, and it's sort of like
just
terrorist bitch.
Former terrorists.
He was probably the fluffer for the fucking goats.
Oh my god, stop.
Oh.
Oh man.
Okay,
Yusuf had posted images of himself in Syria on Facebook. They have access to Facebook.
Every jihadi must have their Facebook.
Hashtag
Pointing
doing
at
Allah's
training
work.
camp. Pointing at a training camp with a Kalashnikov. Encouraging friends to join him. All your friends are already there, aren't they? He returned to Sweden and said he had only gone to Syria to help some...
In Raqqa. Sure.
Where ISIS beheaded several Western hostages. Another returning member said that life under ISIS was not what I thought. We're seriously, like, I fucking missed the live tools thing because this deserves a goddamn rim shot everywhere. It's just not the same, Varric.
I know.
It's just
all the other bullshit people buy into. You probably think it's a dreamland.
Not what I thought. While others said they had only traveled to help civilians affected by the Syrian war. Employers fear that returning fighters, warriors of the keyboard nature, may commit attacks or help others to commit attacks and do not wish to be associated with them, said another returnee who has changed his name to Yusuf. These people have a lot of strange asks when it comes to why didn't I get hired? You shouldn't be.
Well, now
you
they
shouldn't
can claim
discriminate against a very
Islamophobia, right?
that's the equivalent in the Middle East of Steve, but seriously.
Well, hold on a second, Craig.
Well, it's Joseph.
I got something to say.
Yeah.
It's an accident.
Now they can claim
Joseph.
So Beach is the one you can't hear, and Barrick is the sorry.
Yes.
Well, you just sound like you're speaking through someone's asshole.
A very tightly pressed one, like that.
Like
you
a
can't hear me because it's your asshole.
But a huge gaping asshole, the type that you can use as a shoehorn.
It's Goatsy Zadis. That's where Beach.
Hold on, the type you can use as a shoehorn. Who's fitting her leg down that so they can?
Oh yeah, shoehorn. Did I just say shoehorn? Wow.
I mean, that's quite the cavernous rectum, but there's not enough curvature at that point.
You know what? I thought a shoehorn was a very different thing.
Are you having some kind of like clown school flashback?
No, I didn't realize it's what you use to get your shoes on. I thought it was one of those those like, what are those things that you use?
Oh, you're talking about like a loud horn.
Yeah, I thought it was called a shoehorn. I've got my whole life.
Be right back. I gotta go buy a bullhorn to put my shoes on.
Oh, man.
I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Whole life oh, this is the broccoli beef thing all over again.
You and the media have scared them. I do not know why they are afraid. Said a jihadi from the southern city of Malmo of the fears that employees and civilians had of returning to foreign fighters. All right, hold on a sec. Let's just go ahead and parse this one for a moment. Without commas, all these extra little pseudo-predicates you're throwing in there, if you don't arrange them correctly, people are going to think that you're talking about people fearing Malmo.
Yep.
Like, seriously, like, split it into 2 sentences or order your shit correctly.
I thought you said Elmo, and I was like, Elmo?
It may as well be. It may as fucking well be with the way this person's writing.
I was like, the fuck is Elmo got to do with jihadism?
Well, Elmo was on television recently, apparently, talking about how we should all welcome the refugees.
Elmo has lived past his prime years. Elmo needs to meet someone.
Another refused to speak to Expressin and gave his real identity as he said he has enough problems finding employment in the country. What, are you hoping that the newspaper's gonna fucking hire you? Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Others said they had no idea why their names were on a leaked ISIS record. Leaked? Really? You're posting shit to Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, just because they're brown doesn't mean they're a terrorist.
No, I'm pretty sure the ISIS
I'm
flag
pretty
in
sure
the
it's
gun
because they're
No,
actively
you guys are
engaging.
just bringing their names. So what if someone's name is Mohammed? Leave him alone.
That's also like Steve over there.
Steve.
Steve. My name is Steve.
No.
Oh God,
my
we should get to meet up with Moon.
Oh my God. And something. Dude, Steve Shives is leading ISIS. That's why he's blocking everyone.
Oh, poor.
He wants to get employed afterwards.
Does ISIS block people?
They block the people
Probably.
giving them shit.
I got blocked
people
by
who
a
send
few
them.
ISIS members.
There's people who send them, for lack of better words, pornographic images of goats.
Well,
Yeah.
not pornographic, but I was sending them images of...
There are nature gifs out there, and they send them to him saying, you need some pointers.
Top Kirk. No, I was tweeting ISIS. What was I tweeting ISIS members? Pictures of Muhammad as a pig.
Also, there's a variety of fun people that I keep in contact with or follow. You know, we follow each other on Twitter who do fun things like kick their Twitter accounts offline. They'll hack them and then they'll post some goat porn and they'll shut them down.
Wow. I can't do shit like that. I'll get arrested here.
So there's some people who do that, and that's one of the reasons they have block lists.
Oh, poor. Can you imagine being on ISIS block list? Like, is it a moment of sadness or pride?
I'm
Because
on one of them, I think.
Oh, I'm not on. I'm such a nice person. No one dislikes me.
I think it's because of some people I follow, and maybe it's because of certain tweets I've sent.
I mean, you're kind of a
Well, there's a new
dickhead.
block
And you're
list going
cute.
around too. Are you blocked by Kuzak?
I am blocked by Cusack. Yes.
I am not blocked
I
by
was like,
Cusack.
I said, okay, I'll look. I'm like, dude, okay. Me, too. It's like, I'm the one who
I'm blocked by
slagged
John Cusack now, but I was not blocked by John Cusack.
Trump constantly.
Still not blocked by John Cusack.
You're blocked by Trump.
No, John Cusack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if you got blocked by Trump, go ahead and do some others.
I'm on this block list, and I'm the motherfucker that's always slagging on Trump.
Yeah, well, you see, you're
See, you know what I
connected with certain
find
people.
funny is like
Obviously.
Cusack is friends with Snowden, right?
You know, I wish I could find out, like, is it because, like, we follow each other or something? Because if I could get people blocked by certain people just by following them, that would be really cool.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I can tell you somebody to follow that would get you blocked by a lot of
No. Just by me following other people. Like if I had the power to fuck other people's days up like that, because then I would just follow people who were on the list, and then
technically,
couldn't talk to anybody.
Yes. My understanding is yes. Yes, you can. The thing is, a lot of the old fucking anti-GG block lists and the A+ block lists got rolled into some other block lists.
Yeah, you see, that's one of those things I'm actually upset I never got into without begging, and I didn't beg, so I'm still not on it. Is the A+ list like?
That was one of them.
That would have been like I want to get on the fucking level 1 just by pissing one of them off, but I never had a reason to talk to any of those fuckwits.
I forgot it's reverse, isn't it? Like level 3 is lower tier.
No, oh yeah, it's golf rules. You want to get to number 1.
Yeah, so I made it to 2.
That's pretty good. I know somebody who just straight up went to one of the people curating it and said, "Why aren't I on level 1?" Or I know said, "Why aren't I on the list?" And then they put them on level 1.
Oh, that's cheating.
You see, that's what I was saying. I didn't do that. I'm not going to go begging for treats. All right.
I was going to say, there's a certain discount Blue Sonic that you can follow, and when he follows you back and gets you put on a bunch of block lists.
Discount Sonic?
Discount Sonic.
He's Sonic. All right.
Okay, Max, calm the fuck down.
All right. Others said they had no idea why their names were on leaked ISIS records. That's very strange. Anyone can say they're me. Well, yeah, even you. Said an unnamed returnee.
No, but I'm me, not them.
I mean, it's war. Maybe someone recommended me. I don't know.
You know that Ahmed Siad from the road down, great ISIS fighter. You should sign up, Beto Jean. Like, who the fuck said?
What the fuck?
Who recommends someone as an ISIS fighter? Like, it's just like, you heard of him, Muhammad.
Hold on, I thought if you're still alive at the end, then you're a shitty ISIS fighter, right?
Listen, so
I mean,
the guy down the street that loves to follow instructions, doesn't question anything, and knows how to shoot a firearm. Why don't you go recruit him?
Oh
he did. God. He is very pious.
Many live at home with their relatives or their friends as they cannot afford accommodation after returning, and many have changed their names.
I'm really boo-hooing here.
One of the jihadis named in the Expressen investigation is Berlin Gildo. Just mash cultures here. Let's just grind cultures together with this name. Let's see, a 39-year-old from Malmo, a jihadi who posed with the corpse of a Syrian regime soldier.
Oh, I don't even understand why he can't get it out.
A man answered at his address, but said no one was there with that name. But he's back in Sweden.
Boo, 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 boo. That's all I heard from the beach.
Sorry, Beach, go ahead. I guess I cut you off if your phone didn't.
I said that's a war crime.
Yeah, it is. Like this is the fount
this
of
is the
irony.
Problem that they don't grasp. Because it happened in a different country doesn't mean that it didn't follow them around.
All right, let's see. So, but he's back in Sweden, the newspaper says. One of Gildo's associates, I love it, his name is Gildo.
Yeah, I know.
He's a letter off from having dog treats chucked at him. One of Gildo's associates who fought alongside him said he can do anything. Even I'm afraid of him. This is your selling point.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, join the mercs to go back and fight them. Like, that's basically your only recourse here is to go, well, I fucked up. Let me go help you unfuck the situation. 10 years later, write a book about it, and then maybe you'll become famous in the nation.
But just imagine they going back and fighting them again. What kind of an advantage they'd have that's absolutely huge.
Yeah, right?
They could make a decent amount of money.
You see, the problem is they're all cowards who had no idea what the fuck they were doing when they went there in the first place. And then they got stuck there for a certain amount of time. They could sneak away. Then they're back there going, I can't get a regular job.
I just want a regular job. But you're posing with a dead soldier. How do you explain this on your social media feed?
Sweden is one of the best countries for a foreign fighter to return if they want to reintegrate. Ow.
What?
Sorry, that was my head.
Oh, fucking idiot.
I hope that was your head on your desk.
It was. It hurts. That
Oh.
was stupid. I hit the corner.
Ew, that was sorry.
See, I can't do that because I have a glass desk, so I'm glad you did that for me.
Mine's
No,
a,
you get to just stare at it, do you, Varric? You get to stare at the shame that's beneath the desk.
That's shame.
I have myself a man desk, which is where you take a door and lay it sideways over 2 filing cabinets.
Nice.
Isn't that called a ghetto desk?
It's also called the cheapest shit desk, too, yes.
Yeah, that's ghetto. That is different.
It's called I'm Grad Student.
Or it's hipster and very DIY of you, Craig. Oh my
I'm just
god.
really poor because I'm a grad student.
Why?
Like, he is so into recycling, and I am so inspired by his actions.
You should make a YouTube video and upload it. I totally
How to make a
want-
desk, put the door here, there, it's done.
I actually have watched a YouTube video of what you're saying exactly, and I'm ashamed.
That's all right. His
In
next
fact,
project is
listen.
going to be how to make a brassiere out of 2 hats.
Look, they're called yarmulkes, all right?
No.
And it's called a yarmulke bra.
Oh, look, I found it too.
Oh, no.
I'm so
Right.
sorry.
It is trailing a rehabilitation program. It's trialing, rather. A rehabilitation... There's the video. Look at it, it's got a fucking sawhorse. It is trialing a rehabilitation program that gives Swedish extremists housing, employment, education, and financial support. Anis Jostrin, the municipal coordinator against violent extremism in the city of Lund, said in October 2016, that's going to end well, said in October 2016 that it's much cheaper to reintegrate someone than to abandon them. No, it's actually pretty simple. You just don't let them over the border.
Yeah.
Like if they show up on a plane, you put them on another one that goes right back to where they came from.
Or better yet, put them on a plane that dumps them in the middle of the ocean.
I guess, or you could put them in Germany.
Hey, they'll feel right at home.
Like, get a job with the fucking Sicilian mob.
They could serve at Merkel's feet. It is unclear if the trial will be rolled out nationwide or how former jihadis are to be reintegrated into the job market when they face such an obvious stigma after being ISIS members. I love how they speak about this as if there should be some kind of shock.
I got an idea, Craig.
As if there's some surprise that anybody but these buffoons should have.
So, what if we give them like high-powered amnesiatics?
No.
You mean use them as guinea pigs in labs?
Pretty
and
much.
skip, like the rat parts? I mean, I'm not totally
Exactly. We'll go
against
straight to the human testing. This is the only way you're allowed to reintegrate in society. You have to agree to be a human.
What, wear this makeup on your eyeballs?
Let me
Hey,
spray
hey.
the shampoo in your face.
That is a
Why are
very
you zipping
noble
down your
cause.
pants?
I appreciate anyone who uses the eyeliner before I do. No, I mean not the same eyeliner because it's disgusting. Fuck you and your terrorist eyes. I don't want.
We're
any of
gonna
it.
inject
this-
this makeup into your veins.
This entered a whole new territory.
Hey, I wonder if this lipstick will burn their eyelids. Like, why is the lipstick going near their eyelids? I don't know.
We ran out of rabbits.
Spread your cheeks. We have to test this mascara on a mucous membrane.
God.
Do you know the new thing is with makeup brands? They're like, our makeup is vegan. It's like, bitch,
You know-
I don't.
You know
I didn't know
what?
you were gonna fucking eat it.
No, you know what, Vyric? The funny
What?
thing is, that does make something like goat fluffer a good resume builder, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Cavernous expanse of excellent mucous membranes in good condition.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Used to hard objects entering.
You know, I really hope my kids never find these videos one day.
Better is easy.
I hope they find them when they're old enough to know better.
They're just like, Mom, why did you do it? Because your mom had some lime-flavored alcohol, and it just happened.
Oh shit! You just reminded me. I got vanilla alcohol sitting in the freezer, and I gotta get it out.
That's kind of gay, but okay. That's what being a dad is like. You get fruity drinks.
You know, at least you have an excuse. The country suffered only its second radical Islamist attack in April.
How did you just move on back to the article after saying that? I was like, what? How do these two correlate?
Yeah, I'm sorry for jumping without a transition there. You know, that was me skipping the clutch pull.
Wow, you are just a great host, aren't you?
I am terrible, yes. All right, attack in April when an Uzbek national plowed a truck into civilians on a busy shopping street in central Stockholm. That's an appropriate city, isn't it?
Oh my god.
The attack left 5 people dead.
Which is not funny.
No, it's not. Authorities arrested the driver and said he had sympathies with ISIS. Sympathies, you say?
Why do they say that? They sympathized with them. Like, what?
ISIS did not claim the attack, but it generally does not take responsibility for attackers who are captured alive. Like I said, you're not a good jihadi if you don't die at the end, aren't you? That's right. You choke on that lime-flavored sludge.
Ooh, that hurts. Ooh.
Returning fighters are a problem across the West. Security services in Europe and the U.S. are concerned that their nationals will return home to carry out attacks as ISIS's caliphate continues to crumble in Iraq and Syria.
You know, why don't they do this thing where they don't let them back in?
Right.
I know. It's magical. I know.
I have a question. So the IS in Iraq, do they go IZ or do they go Isaac? I mean, I know they call them IS or ISIS and yada yada or ISIL.
Yeah. Actually, they call them some places in Parliament. They'll call them Daesh now.
Yeah, I like that because ISIS, IS, or whatever the fuck, they get pissed off because people call it Daesh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Means something much funnier.
Daesh. Yeah. Oh, Daesh.
Daesh or Daesh?
Yeah. I
don't know, because they tried to teach me Arabic, and then I bit the teacher. So.
Good. No, I know that they don't like it because they don't like Daesh because Daesh means something else, and that's the way a lot of people pronounced it in English-speaking countries.
Okay, so what is Daesh?
I don't remember, but I know they don't.
It has something to do with not even being involved, like.
It's like calling them Pantsless Jones or something.
Yeah, it's like refusing to acknowledge something.
Yeah, it's that kind of a non sequitur though. Just like it's got nothing to do with them, and they don't like it because it doesn't make them feel manly, or it doesn't make them look fearsome.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's like it takes away the.
I do prefer calling them Daesh bags though. That's pretty funny to me.
Daesh bags. But Daesh kind of sounds like a cooler name, truth be told. Like I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna be called Daesh. Like I don't know.
Well, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from Daisha, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. That's it. That's the name of my first child now.
The name of your first child is some black woman from Louisiana?
Yes.
Okay.
She best make some good. What do they make in Louisiana?
No, let's keep it straight, honky. It ain't black.
Crawfish?
Gumbo, shrimp, crawfish, all the good stuff.
Funny fact, crawfish are an invasive species in England, and once that motherfucker bit me in the hand. And
that's why I should enjoy eating them.
And then I just it was dangling off my hand, and then I handed it to our supervisor, and he just kind of plucked it off. And now that crawfish lives in a tank for the rest of its life.
Good.
Fuck you, crawfish.
Let me get back to this.
Moving back to this article.
Yeah, let's just jump straight back into jihadis from crawfish. At least there's a transition this time. More than half of Britain's 800 foreign fighters have returned home. 800. 400 of them are there.
Okay, I have to ask a question. Why do they keep using that goddamn term?
Because it sounds better than pussified fuckwit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, terrorist?
Oh, betrayer of the West.
More like just wannabe thugs. Like, yeah.
Sounds better than misled callow coward.
What the hell?
Even though that's redundant, I still think it needed it.
Came back, so shouldn't we call them pussy ass bitches?
I said that basically, but that does sound better.
Thank you. Say it the exact way I said it too.
Pussy ass bitches?
Oh, I did not say it like that.
Former FBI Director James Comey said in 2016, just 250 Americans had attempted to go or have gone to Syria. So that's actually fun because I'd love to know the individual numbers in that lumped total. You know, was it like 249 attempted to go and only one bastard made it? Or is it like the other way? You know, it's like counting fries from the bag. Is it one in the bag and the rest of them are in a little carton thing, or is it the other way around and someone hates you? Almost 7,000 have traveled. That's such a good analogy. Almost 7,000 have traveled to Iraq and Syria as a whole from the West. So an insignificant number. We could drop one bomb and be done with it.
Oh, we could, like, no one's gonna miss them. No one's gonna miss these motherfuckers. The only people that are gonna miss them will be like, you racist.
I have something funny that we can all read out together. How Melissa McCarthy
was real. I keep saying this. I'm like, no, because she didn't lose shit. I'd rather read about Steph Curry's wife. That's not even his wife.
Anything at all. If she didn't lose it, it migrated to her head.
That's not Steph Curry's wife, by the way. That's some Instagram hoe.
Okay, so click on this. I'm gonna fuck that up again. So next news item. Oh, god damn it, Virik.
I've heard. Is this about the expensive poop coffee or?
I don't think this is about that Australian poop or Tasmanian poop.
No, you're talking about, what is it? Quali.
It's the Tasmanian whatever the fuck. It's not the devil. It's another animal that lives there. I think it started with an M. It was sold on ThinkGeek for a while, and nobody fucking bought it.
Yeah,
for reasons.
Well, nobody really is interested in eating seeds that have been through an animal's digestive tract.
Also, I don't think people like coffee that much. I'm just gonna say, I think we all drink it because we have to.
You're from England.
I like my tea.
Okay, poop could be the hidden item in your Starbucks iced tea.
Fucking delicious.
The following information may prevent you from ever ordering an icy beverage in a public place again. Well,
lies. No.
There's a good chance the ice in your drink has traces of so ice. Has traces of fecal coliform, aka poop bacteria. A test conducted in the UK.
Did they put that in Activia?
No, that's it. You're thinking of Galactobacillus.
Well, they call it the poop yogurt. I was just wondering.
Well, yeah, it produces poop. It doesn't live in poop. Not much of it anyway. Usually. Oh, hold on, I gotta go.
What the fuck? Did he just leave?
He's got to get his food real quick.
Here you go. That's our host, ladies and gents.
They're like, Nora, why won't you do any kill streams, Nora? Nora, why won't you stream? Because I know, like Craig, I am a shitty host, and there'll just be dead air.
But this is part of the fun.
No, it's not, because when you're sitting there and you have to behave, and then they're like, let's talk about politics, and you're like, you know what? Let's be real here. I don't know anything. And that is the first step towards recovery.
You could offer your 2 cents about the British political system.
Well, okay.
Whatever you understand of it.
Theresa May's a cunt. Jeremy Corbyn's a cunt. And I don't even know who won.
Like the U.S. election, it comes down to which is worse, the douche or the turd sandwich.
We're still on topic, aren't we? We're talking about fecal bacteria, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate everyone and everything. Do you know, I sat there in the polling booth and I was... Pardon?
You're ahead of the curve, Nora.
Oh, well, I've got you guys to thank, don't I? You guys make all the good in this world seem so, so dim.
Yes!
Mission accomplished.
Okay, let's hear more about this poop coffee.
Okay. A test conducted in the UK and featured on the BBC's Consumer Watchdog series found fecal coliform in the iced drinks of 3 popular coffee chains, including Starbucks. The other 2, Costa Coffee and Coffee Nero, are UK-only chains and paid the ransom money.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do they like not clean the ice machine, or is like somebody squatting over the top of it giving it an upper decker?
Oh, how much are they finding? This sounds like one of those.
30% of iced drinks at Starbucks and Cafe Nero tested positive.
Well, if you're buying iced drinks at Starbucks, do you not deserve what's getting to you coming from you?
Yeah.
And look at Costa. Costa, I'm kind of ashamed, truth be told, but Costa, come on. I thought we were better than this. 70%
Nope.
Well, you know, a lot of, the problem is a lot of Eastern European people work there. A lot of immigrants work there. And, in their culture, hand washing is just...
Well, you see, in their culture, like the one guy, I think it was at a fountain in Germany, they tend to wipe their ass with the public fountain.
Oh, God.
Not a water fountain, the fountain in the park.
Why? Do you know what? And Asda's like it's a supermarket in the UK, and they had to put these signs up in the public toilets, like, please do not squat on the seats, because they were like straight up like standing up on the toilet seat
and then pop and squat and dropping lumps.
If my memory serves me correctly, wasn't there a university in Scotland that had to?
Oh, they had to take it down because
they had. Oh yeah, they had to retract it because of cultural differences.
I don't want your fucking foot marks on. Like, I'm already unhappy. I have to take a piss in the public bathroom, but then I got to see your damn squat. Like, why?
I can't poop on the toilet. I never learned to poop on the toilet. I have to poop in the bin in the corner of the room.
In Asia, like,
I have to take a hard brown in the corner of the room.
Just fucking just go home and poop. Who even poops outside? Poop at home.
You say
interesting story about that.
You say that. I don't want to
answer. Wait a minute.
No, I don't want to hear it because James always tells the most story about poop.
Come on, I want to tell you about a friend that had to share a dorm.
Oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable already.
You're getting Vietnam flashbacks, are you?
He had to share a dorm with a recent immigrant, and the gentleman was from Pakistan.
Oh, okay, so you bring my people into this.
Pertinent. So I guess he was from a more rural area, and he was visiting family over the weekend, and when he came back, he was like, "Why does this place smell like feces?"
Oh, no.
So, wait, Nora, it gets better.
No, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be right back.
See, I'm like eating during all this shit right here. Why the fuck are you doing this to me?
I thought I was okay with this kind of stuff, but I'm not.
Well, long story short, after 5 days of not flushing the toilet, it had been clogged.
Oh my god!
It literally just piled up.
I'm gonna throw up.
Easy. Look, We can have yoga and you can have goats, but you can't have goat yoga.
Goats shit like crazy too.
It looks like little Cocoa Puffs.
Congressional Cemetery can have yoga, it can have goats.
What did that just? What?
It looks like little Cocoa Puffs sometimes. I had to chase my cousin off because we were at a petting zoo one time, and he saw it come out of on the ground. He didn't see it come out of the goat's ass, so he went to go pick it up and put it in his mouth.
Why, Vic? Why?
I don't know. He was 4.
Virik.
No, I'm saying, why are you telling us this?
We're talking about goats and shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit balls. I forgot to turn my auto pay off on PlayStation Plus, and I have another 3-month subscription.
Yay!
Oh, I'm sad. I feel like I've been raped.
You probably have. Then.
Your wallet.
You should go check your wallet and look for holes.
Oh. Who wants to play Battlefield with me?
Sorry, I don't speak console peasantry.
Oh, okay, Barik. I'm sorry that we're not good enough for you, okay?
Well, as long as you realize your shortcomings.
That's how you sound when you speak to me, bitch. I'm so sorry I didn't mean that.
No, it's
you meant every word of that.
Keep it coming, damn it.
So, goats and yoga, eh?
Yeah, someone read. I'm eating.
Oh. Goat yoga is the latest craze in a long line of themed yoga classes. Wow, the mums must be getting bored. Available locally at the Little Goat Farm at the lake in Virginia. Oh, it's in Virginia.
It makes sense.
Okay, hold on. Let me just quickly look up this place so I can go there next time.
We were talking about mucous membranes.
Oh my god.
Here we go again.
Go there and play in the fucking stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Are you joking? If I go goat yoga, I'm streaming it. Oh, there's one in London. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Let's finish this story first. Goat yoga involves people not. Oh, fuck that. It just involves people doing yoga. Fuck this, Craig. Please. What is this?
While the playful farm animals amble about.
That's bullshit. I want the goats to be doing yoga with me.
I know.
Or the goats involved somehow.
You know,
we were talking about jobs for ISIS members. Look. Perfect.
Their job is to sit in a little corner and watch the television while remaining perfectly still as goats perform yoga.
That sounds like some sort of horny shit to get them off. Yeah, babe, Ben,
No, they're not allowed to move. Everything must remain still.
Oh, but okay, the one in Britain
if their blood pressure
actually
goes up, they get shocked.
Oh, that's disgusting. The one in the UK actually involves the goat, by the way. So I'm gonna go find this place.
It's just a case of cultural appropriation, though.
Look at that oh my god, that goat is on top of her while she does the downward dog. Goals.
You actually know the names of the yoga positions? Do you do yoga now?
Because I'm Asian and my mother would beat me and be like, go, do something, do some exercise, do yoga. So yeah. And my aunt's a certified yoga instructor. Basically, she had this love affair with India. And she goes to a yoga festival every year where they do yoga for hours.
You don't say.
Why? Why would anyone do that? This bitch is insane. She nearly ran off with some Italian fuckwit. And then our family was like, wait, is she serious right now? She's like, I've had enough of this.
Oh, that's the crazy aunt.
I mean, they're all crazy, but you know. She's like, I've had enough of Switzerland and having a husband who loves me and provides me with a stable income. I'm gonna run off with this 20-something-year-old Italian.
Emilio!
Come, let's do headstands into the sunset. Like, I don't fucking know.
And what are you saying about Italians here?
I mean, why is an Italian
That's tell
doing
you 100 times.
Why are you picking on the Pisons, man?
I don't know. She
Look,
picked
what
them.
the hell do you have against pasta bags?
Pasta bag. I mean, nothing. The Italians at my
nothing.
local... What? The Italians at my local Italian place, they make really good pasta. I like them. They can...
They're not Italian. They're Hispanic.
Shut the fuck up.
Italians don't work at an Italian restaurant.
Yes, they do. They all speak Italian too, and they shout and cuss at each other all the time. I think they're
Oh,
Italian.
that sounds
They
wonderful.
give you the real ambience, huh? Sounds great.
Yeah, and yeah, they charge, I guess, for the ambience. Well, actually, Italians come there too, so I don't know.
Are you sure? Have you checked their Italian identification papers?
Yeah, I was just like, strip your trousers. I need to know.
You're being extra discriminatory towards us right now, and I'm not sure I feel comfortable with that.
Shut the fuck up. You could pass for Italian, Jew bitch. You actually could, Craig. You could pass somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Try it somehow. Try it one day with a girl and then tell us how that goes.
Bene.
Hi, Gonzo.
Just be like, yes, my family immigrated
Yeah.
from Italy when I was 2 years old.
Silly Varric Wops don't have. It's spelled with an O, you ass.
WAPS. WAOP.
Oh,
wow.
WOPS.
No, you pronounce it WAOP. WAPS.
I'm sorry. What?
Isn't that like spelled Woups then?
I guess.
You're a weird dude, Barrett.
I've been told many times.
But not often enough.
Yeah, obviously.
Goat yoga.
Oh, hey Nora, you wanted to know where this was? Well, wait, you said you're using Ebonics. Oh, come on now. Now that's just racist. You know us noodle Negroes don't understand that shit.
What the fuck is a noodle? Okay.
Oh my god, Nora, you naive, poor innocent child.
I mean, I didn't know there were actual cuss words for Italians. I mean, I knew they were disliked at one point in history.
This is the fun part about being steeped in a culture. You get to know all the fun lingo that goes with it.
Yeah.
Here's
I
all
mean-
the things that you should be offended by. But you should go ahead and talk to your friends like this.
I mean, over here, we just really dislike, well, everything. So,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot. Hold on.
No, you guys
Why
do
don't we
love
have-
limes.
Why don't we have that many Italians in London when Italy is so close to London?
Because they know where it's better.
Where they got treated like utter shit by the Americans? They're like, you're white, but we don't like you.
No, they weren't
Right.
considered
Not
by
Dark
considered
enough.
full
But
of
you're
color.
not white enough either.
Really?
I don't know.
Shit, your hair is dark.
People of color were like Greeks, Spaniards, Italians, even Central Europe.
So, Nora wanted to know where this place is located.
Yeah, where is it?
DC doesn't exactly resemble farmland,
Oh, DC.
but
Fuck
Williams has had experience hosting goats. Not raising, not farming with, not herding, hosting.
Sounds like they had a cocktail party or something like that.
Right.
Hosting goats.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer, duh.
Oh my god.
Anyway, on 2 previous occasions, he invited in a herd of the animals to help chow down on an overgrowth of poison ivy and other plants as an eco-friendly alternative to lawnmowers.
Ugh.
Well, they're lawn killers.
And then imagine them shitting all over his lawn as they eat.
Yeah, his mottled, botched, patchy lawn. It's like that tan in the ground isn't just sand, it's also shit.
Oh, could you imagine? I'm sorry.
He was able to import the goats by taking advantage of a qualifier to the DC code on permits for exotic animals. You know, it's funny, they talk about exotic animals, but when you look at everybody in Congress, and the way that their eyes kind of diverge from forward.
Goats are exotic?
Not really. Which states that exceptions to this law apply for special events and educational purposes. Special events and educational purposes. This is a very educational purpose, I think. By adding leaflets and flyers to the event, Williams was able to argue that goats eating ivy was an education. Oh my god, it was.
You know what? This sounds like the most dumb shit I've ever read, and I'm not even reading it. Someone else is.
Hey, think of it now. No, you're right. It's soldier on, right? The show must go on.
Why don't they show us any pictures of women doing yoga? That's what I came here for.
It's sexist.
I want to see some yoga.
This is the path. I'm sure there is some pictures later on. This is the path he and Carnes took when pitching the July 22 class to the DC Department of Health, which probably promptly told him to go fuck a goat, I guess, but...
Go truck yourself.
With plans to focus the lessons on goats' unique, impressive digestive systems while discussing how yoga can also aid human digestion. You see how the goat's just walking around eating anything in front of it? That will help your digestion, humans.
Here, eat this twig.
In an unsurprising twist, the agency didn't go for it. Executive Director Vito Del Vento told him in an email that there was no opportunity for this event to be considered an educational resource.
Hey, it's a Pison.
Del Vento also pointed out that the interactive, as if it's a fucking touchscreen display, interactive goat yoga would be a violation of a no-touch policy by spectators for animals participating in district events. That policy derives from the section of DC Code that states that the mayor retains the authority to restrict the movement of any prohibited animal into the district and the conditions under which those movements are made.
What if a goat came up to you and shat on you? You couldn't hit it?
Well, you see, in an ironic twist here, the Department of Health's acronym is DOTE! And according to the DOTE spokesperson, Jasmine Gossett, applies to every animal that is on the list.
That's funny, but it is.
It's on the list of animals. DC allowed most dogs and cats as pets. Foxes, poisonous snakes, and goats are illegal animals and require a permit.
Well, they're not illegal technically, are they?
Not really, but you know, it wasn't bring your goat to yoga day. Was
I want to see a snake slither into a permit office with a clipboard
in its mouth and go, "You're full of shit, sir."
I'm kind of ashamed of us.
Snake lives matter.
Come on, I'm helping out Vyrek. He needs to feel unalone with his dad jokes.
I know. You gotta keep.
I think you need some more wine for your mom jokes that you're making right now.
And I need
Besides,
some more
I'm a
of
fucking
that
uncle, alright?
beam. It's making me.
Okay, just because you're an uncle, actually, yeah, that explains a lot. Actually, truth be told.
I mean, quite frankly, that excuse is pretty ridiculous. I don't have.
Oh,
really
your
enough
brother's
contact
baby is so fucking cute. Why?
Yet. Yeah, she is.
You know what the problem is? They grow up.
Varric, stop it.
As she grows up, it's ridiculous. Anyway, Gossett notes that when the goats came into mow, they were separated from observers by a fence. Appropriate.
What kind of offense? Did somebody call them fat? Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun.
In addition, she says those goats were, oh my god. Then she says those goats were adults, as if there is a fucking 18-year limit for them, right? Well, they're not above the age of consent, goat.
I'm not even gonna deem that with a laugh.
Pardon me, let's go to the back of the line.
Oh my god. Varric, that is shameful.
That was.
Williams and Carr. I was doing that to torture you.
Banana Stanny. That was shameful.
Well, you know what? Fortunately for you guys, the Eagles have a song about it.
Williams and Carnes wanted to bring 10 goats.
Right.
From browsing green goats, a goat rental outfit in Maryland. Baby goats, Gossett says, are more susceptible to injury. Well, this seems like it's a catch-22, does it not? That was probably mentioned earlier, and it probably mattered then. Let's see. Anytime animals come into the district, we want to make sure they are safe and not being put into a position of harm.
I mean, they're fucking goats, man. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, animal welfare, man. Come on.
I mean, okay.
They're like
whatever.
a chicken with how far they've been subjugated. Don't give me that shit.
I'm sorry. I once put feed near a goat and it nearly killed me. So that's my life story.
You were
I
nearly.
believe you. Actually, I find that to be a ridiculous reason to deny the goat yoga. I'm sorry. That sounded more like it. I find that to be ridiculous in my head, and then it came out of my mouth.
What if the ladies smelled particularly delicious that day, and they're like, that smells like my
That
feed.
sounds kind of like the one time when I was little and I was trying to feed popcorn to a fucking peacock, and then of course after it ate all the popcorn in my hand, it decided my palm tasted like popcorn too, with about an inch of its beak.
Oh my god. See, like, why do people take their children to these farms? Why?
Because this was back before Game Boy.
Game Boy? What the fuck was that?
Sounds good.
It's like a Spectrum ZX, only portable.
Oh, is it that shit that everyone blew into to make it work? No, that was an Atari.
Wow.
Yes, it was the Super Atari.
Hey, Atari was a shit company, and haha, funny, they went bankrupt. Or went under. Something happened.
Let's see. Gonzo says goats are people too, you monsters. Yeah, but they're like the people with an IQ of 30.
Which is most Americans.
Which is why we have to herd them around.
I was waiting for that.
Well, we have to herd them around and treat them special.
Longest snide.
And we also have to make sure we check their IDs before they vote.
I almost slipped and said like your average Trump voter, but I actually held back. But no, Nora, you had to go for it.
Yeah, you were going to go partisan. We're going for the whole country.
Yeah, make like a rodent and go for it.
Hey, okay, just Virginia.
Okay,
then.
dad jokes moratorium.
Stop. Damn it.
Varric,
You're
also,
going to fucking stop.
Varric, how do you find all this dumbass shit?
It's time to stop, okay?
Oh, he's a natural dad joke machine.
Williams and Carnes say they're not giving up on bringing goat yoga to DC, and that they're continuing discussions with Doe. It seems like a clear and easy win for everyone, says Carnes.
No one wants to go to your fucking goat yoga.
Why? You don't want, farm animals fucking wandering around you taking a shit right next to your face
You
as
know
you're
what?
doing a downward dog?
Speaking
If
of
I
farm
wanted-
animals, go ahead.
Kangaroos are found.
Yeah, in Australia they are.
Oh wow! Do you remember that motherfucker punching one? That was the
Yeah,
highlight.
He got his ass knocked.
He was just like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
He's just sitting there stunned for a minute. Shakes it off.
Self-driving cars are confused by kangaroos. Okay.
Swedish company's animal detection system can identify and avoid deer, elk, and caribou, but it is yet to work against the marsupial's movements. What, does it look like a fucking Mexican vehicle? Boing, boing, boing.
Oh my god! I don't see why it's confusing. Oh, because it hops?
Pretty much. It seems like the way they're saying it is that when it's airborne, it looks like it's further away rather than
Or just hit it.
Boogie fit in that car.
No, when Boogie fits into it, when Boogie gets into a, oh, you're talking about that one. Wow.
Wait, what
Oh,
Boogie?
Wow.
That's me. Oh my god.
That car looks like it's half his size. Like,
That's what I'm about to say.
I love the guy, but like, holy shit.
That's not even a Nora sized car. Like,
That's like that vehicle looks like it's
I'm
the
not
size
hating on Boogie, but he's
So
pretty.
you see that
Right,
little
that in a
sensor
shopping center.
dome on top? That would actually be replaced by Boogie's head. They'd have to cut off.
Yeah,
Dude, you could ride that
He'd
down
wear
the
like a
grocery
pair
aisle.
of trousers.
dude, you'd have to just put the carriage underneath him. And that is he is the car.
You could fucking
it's
drive this thing down the aisle in a grocery store,
And it could be all weather.
and it would have the same footprint as those fat people cars right now.
Yeah, just put him in it. It'd be all weather. Just put him in a slicker.
They could drive to the groceries right outside.
Listen, Boogie's half dead, okay? It's going to take us about another
No, does he have a
approximately
medical
48
condition?
years to get him fully dead.
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really. He could look like he has a thyroid problem.
Okay.
He could
Yeah,
look like he does
He's
have.
that kind of obese.
Yeah,
Where
like
it's
I could
very
understand
hard.
that, and that sucks. And
Yeah.
it seems like he's kind of come to term with that. I don't know if the fat joke's getting
Well,
easier for him.
On a more serious note, I would like pay attention to his fingers. Like if he starts getting clubbed fingers,
Yeah, then his heart's
like
going.
that's issues with
Yeah.
the heart, or it could even be lung issues.
I'm saying he's that kind of.
Hold on, Gonzo says something very important here, and we should all pay very close attention to this.
Oh my god.
Boogie didn't die for your sins to get this kind of this kind of abuse.
I'm sorry we couldn't do better.
And no, Gonzo, he already has had his stomach stapled. I thought. No, he got the gastric bypass.
Oh, he did?
He had something like in this, and so I watched the two videos after the VidCon conference. The first one, he talks about his experience with Anita getting bitchy in his face. But the second one, when he's a little more chipper, you can clearly tell he's a little more awake. He's going through the comments on the first video, and he mentions that he had gotten the gastric bypass surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess he said he got it like a month ago.
Oh, okay, so it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's why when I heard that and I was watching the video, okay, no, it's in a month. He just qualified for. Okay, good.
Oh,
I was
okay.
sitting there looking at it, I was sitting there watching the video, confused out of my mind. It's like, how the fuck was he on his feet for VidCon?
Mm-hmm.
Let alone taking his anxiety meds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's any kind of issue or blood thinning or any of that shit, like that's bad.
Well,
That's kind of scary. Like not being able to control something like that and not being able to walk because of it. Fuck, man, that's terrifying. I feel bad. I mean, I have nothing against him. Just don't.
Just wait till you have 72 kids.
No, I don't want to. I was at the airport and this like Australian couple was talking to me and they were like, what's the point of even having kids? They suck. And I was like, they're kind of right. Kids kind of really fucking suck, but we have to.
Kids.
You see, that's the thing, is it's
genes.
Because we're vain. Because we're like,
Right,
what?
it's a pro-con list thing. You
well,
see,
that's what drives the human species.
the funny thing is,
Okay.
there's a huge list of cons and a huge list of pros, and whether or not one list is slightly longer than the other becomes kind of a nitpicking contest.
Yeah, it does.
I don't want to pick nits. I'm not a monkey
You're gonna have
anymore.
kids, Nora. Just
Yeah.
deal with it.
Gonzo is right here. Like, this is probably true. It's his doctors say it may prolong his life by like 30 years.
Well,
That's true.
I guess
Bypass on Boogie.
that matters. Then
Well, Godspeed,
They added 30 years to his life.
Yeah.
Does he have kids? By the way,
I don't know.
I don't really know him that well.
Married.
Talk
All right, I
shit.
have a question though. Now that you bring it up, is it possible for him to procreate
Probably.
Yeah.
without the aid of in vitro
Doubtful.
or in vitro?
I mean, why don't we ask Boogie? Just tweet him.
Ask him.
How often?
Boogie, can you get it in?
I can't say because it'll be like, well, Alpha Tor. No, I'm joking.
When was the last time you treated yourself to an empty Pringles can?
Oh. I would like to say none of these reviews. Wow, no.
Opinions.
Reviews.
Opinions.
He says he hasn't seen his dick in 20 years.
So what the fuck happened? Okay, I didn't really get that part because I tried to ignore as much about VidCon as possible.
I really did.
What happened with Boogie and Anita? What's that about?
So he said something she didn't agree with at the end of the panel they were both on together. He thought it went really well. They got backstage, and she went, "What the fuck" to him, which triggered his anxiety because he has a crippling anxiety disorder.
I can understand.
Wow.
And like apparently they had a 15-minute conversation after that, but like she freaked out because he said something in his closing arguments, and she was using the fact that the whole panel couldn't respond to it as a smokescreen for her not being able to denounce it. Because she's that kind of cunt.
Why do you care? His opinions are not your fucking opinions, bitch.
You see, that was really fucking uncool. Kind of thing.
So
it's just like she's taking advantage of a guy who's completely bought into the shit salad ice cream sundae that she's been peddling. You know, I
mean, he's nice to her. That's the thing. Like, he's actually quite nice about Anita and stuff like that. Like, I think he said, like, I'll finally say something bad about her and she's short or something like that. That's what he said, I believe. And it's just like, I don't know, like, to go after someone like that for no fucking reason. It's kind of like, just move on, bitch about it to your fucking friends. Like, don't fucking get in someone's face about it, you piece of shit bitch. Yeah, anyway, about these kangaroos dying.
So
apparently the self-driving cars get confused whenever they see them jump.
Good that you're talking, Varric. Go ahead and read the article if you please.
So he may stuff his face.
I volunteered myself. Good job.
Yes, you did.
Plead yourself.
Yeah,
Volvo's self-driving car is unable to detect kangaroos because the hopping confounds its systems, the Swedish car maker says.
That sounded like a Norwegian person on a boat.
I was trying to go for Swedish, but I guess not.
Well, I'm sorry. Hard to tell sometimes.
The company's large animal detection system can identify and avoid deer, elk, and caribou. But early testing in Australia shows...
Wait, stop. What accent is that?
Who knows?
That's Schrodinger's accent when you try to figure it out.
It cannot adjust to the kangaroo's unique method of movement last.
Kangaroo?
But early testing in Australia shows it cannot adjust to the kangaroo's unique method of movement.
I was hearing a Scottish accent in there.
There was no Scottish. Stop. There was no Scottish. Don't insult the Scots.
Any company that would be working on the autonomous car concept would be having to do the same developmental work, he said. We have brought our engineers into Australia to begin the exercise.
You're not reading the language, you're fucking murdering it.
Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was that? Australia?
Australia.
Understand me now. I mean, hear me now and understand me later.
Understand me never is more like Jesus Christ.
All right, my impression of someone doing a really shitty accent. I'm sorry, my impression of someone doing a very shitty Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. We brought our engineers to Australia to begin the exercise of gathering the data of how the animals can move and behave so the computers can understand it more.
You know what?
Did you put the floppy disk in the computer?
What? Do you know where's Arnold from originally?
Australia.
Austria.
I've never heard
Echo.
anyone from Austria speak like that before.
That's because he sounds like he should be in fucking Lithuania.
He sounds like
He
he's
got boxes in
constantly.
the back of a truck.
He sounds like he's constantly taking the most hugest shit of his entire life. Like he just
It's not only a huge shit, it is the biggest one he's ever taken.
like it's constantly coming out. Like he's just pushing them.
On top the two.
It's not a tumor. It's
not
a
a tumor.
matter.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Oh my god!
It's not a tumor, it's a turd.
Oh my god! You know, you guys make me want to smoke.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Da, 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 da.
Get to the chopper. There you go, Gonzo. You're welcome. I'm sorry, I
Fucking
ruined your
drunk
accent.
Scottish shit.
I ruined your amalgam of human culture and ventriloquism. Please
I
continue.
was trying to like wander all over the European continent like a drunk
Do a British
Scotsman.
accent. I want to hear a British accent.
All right.
Do you want the old British accent, or are you looking for a new one?
Earlier
Whatever
this
you
month,
can do.
Volvo's Australian technical manager, David Pickett, told ABC that troubles had arisen because the car's object detection system used the ground as a reference point. This meant the kangaroos hopping was making it difficult to judge how close they were. When it's in the air, it actually
just sounds
looks
like
like
you're
it's
trying
further away.
Who
Slowly.
does he sound like? He sounds like that actor that's not British.
Okay,
Sounds
so
He sounds like a Canadian trying to be British.
That was really weird. Like
Look,
maybe
I'm not from Kakakanistan.
no, you sounded like you were trying to do that. Who's that Scottish actress? Not Scottish actress. She does a Scottish accent in Harry Potter. She's one of the professors.
How dare you assume my identity? My identity.
Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Professor. You know
I
what?
invented a new word.
You know what? Just carry on with your life.
Keep calm and finish the fucking article? Okay.
I know which one you're thinking of.
Yeah,
When
Montgomery.
it's in the air, the bloody thing looks like it's further away. And as it lands, it looks closer, he said. I can't do this.
Holy shit. You think that its shadow not changing size would give it a fucking hint, but apparently not.
The car's like, holy shit, this thing is floating. I can't figure it out.
Oh my god, it's crazy fast, man. How'd it run sideways so quickly?
Well, from what I understand, if you talk to most Australians, they'll tell you
Let's
the
see.
kangaroos are car-seeking missiles.
Are they?
Gonzo says it's the worst English accent he's ever heard.
Yes! I've
Maggie
achieved
Smith.
something, the worst.
Maggie Smith is what Gonzo said. Or-
Yes, that's it. Look at Gonzo coming through. You useless guy.
Read another book.
I don't like.
Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book.
Look, put on some deodorant before you make a shitty joke like that again.
Let me drink some water first.
Oh my god. You know what? The sunlight's coming up, and that tells me that I need to fuck off now because.
All right, before you do, just remember, fuck spinning rims.
Yeah, your peace, man.
And don't forget,
All right.
speed stick,
Well-
it's not expensive.
Goodbye, Nora. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure as always.
Don't lie to me, bitch.
It was tolerable at best, yes.
My terrible British accent triggered the British. Oh yeah. McCann added, autonomous cars are a continuing development. A driverless car does not
Don't
yet
say.
exist. And developing technology to recognize kangaroos is part of that development.
Disappointment.
That too. We're developing a car that can recognize kangaroos. I wonder if you put a book in front of it with a kangaroo, if it can say it. like a toddler. Volvo's detection system was designed in Sweden, where it was tested in areas populated with moose before trials at a nature reserve in Canberra revealed the problem with kangaroos. Kangaroos cause more accidents than any other animal in Australia. The marsupials are responsible for about 90% of the collisions between vehicles and animals, although most are not serious. A spokeswoman for Robert Bosch Australia.
Just keeps going.
Yeah. Okay, I think we have enough. Do we have to?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
It's a little bit of a good luck charm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop eating because holy shit. I guess that was a good time.
What's this now?
Hold on. I heard about this. I fucking heard about this earlier. I couldn't. I was. Nora says, "See ya, twats." Goodbye, Nora.
Bye, Nora.
Goodbye, Felicia. Asia Pacific. This is It's. There was someone talking about it's a good thing they didn't use their horseshoe. There was a person being self-deprecating, talking about themselves having a good luck horseshoe, but still,
Holy shit! What era do they live in? Anyway.
Elderly passenger chucks coins into plane's engine for luck, causes 5-hour delay. I have been in the position of people like this in terms of having to fix a problem that never should have existed. Oh, don't be like that, Gonzo. All right. Shanghai.
Hey, you know what'll help my flight? I'm gonna fucking throw little pieces of metal in the engine. Yeah.
Shanghai, hey. All right. That's for you, Gonzo. A superstitious passenger delayed. He said, "I have a good gay impression." A superstitious passenger delayed a flight from Shanghai for several hours at 5 hours on Tuesday after throwing coins at the plane's engine for good luck, Chinese officials said. What kind of coins, you might ask? I don't know. Maybe the kind of coins they use to throw shit at the Olympics. Maybe it was just a half penny. Who knows? The elderly woman was detained by... You can't really be mad at them if they're 9 billion years old, but I'm sure that elderly in this case meant 80. Okay. Close
Holy
enough.
Shit, though.
The elderly woman was detained by police at Shanghai Pudong International Airport following the bizarre incident, forcing nearly 150 passengers to be evacuated from the plane bound for Guangzhou in southern China and causing a 5-hour delay. Let's see. Gonzo says, "You did the first time. The other two attempted gay impressions were just a little too Jewish."
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, good. The 80-year-old threw 9 coins at an engine of China's Southern Airlines Flight CZ-380 as she was boarding on the tarmac. 8 of the coins missed the target, but 1 nestled inside an engine, airport police said, adding that a passenger spotted her and reported it to the authorities.
You know what? And I got to figure, nobody liked that woman for the rest of the flight.
I don't know. Maybe the flight attendant did kind of like her. A little bit too much. A little bit too much.
A little bit too much.
Should have pulled the fucking eject. Not halfway through taxiing when they've just getting up to a little over 100 miles an hour. Whoops! Exit door opened and magically she is in the right row. Push. Ah, darn, another delay, but everyone's happy now, right?
Everybody will cheer.
The woman surnamed Chu. This isn't getting any easier, is it?
Every Chu is a fucking train wreck.
The woman surnamed Chu. It's Chu, but Chu.
Like Arthur.
Was traveling with her husband, daughter, and son-in-law, reporters said. My God. They didn't stop her either. Like, is this... I bet you this is a fucking habitual thing, too. Like, oh, she just did it again. Whew. A senior passenger threw coins to the plane's engine and delayed the flight. The passenger involved has been taken away by police, China Southern Airlines said in a statement on its Twitter-like Weibo account. In order to make sure the flight is safe, China Southern Maintenance has conducted a full exam of the plane's engine. Hundreds of thousands of Weibo users had a field day, unimaginably, with one commenting sarcastically, "Grandma, this is not a wish fountain with turtles."
What does it have to have turtles in it?
That's a cultural reference. Oh. It's actually pretty funny. It ends tonight. Holy shit, yeah, the flight certainly did, didn't it? Police at Shanghai Pudong International Airport said the woman was a devout Buddhist and believed the coin offering would ensure her safety on the flight. The woman will not face police action, Chinese state media reported on Wednesday.
I just think it's funny you were talking about gay impressions and the next thing comes up is Pudong.
All right. I'm refusing. God damn it! I already embarrassed myself with the first little bit of fuckery. Don't.
Do.
The People's Daily newspaper, citing police, said that while she has broken the law and would normally serve 5 days behind bars, she's exempted because she's aged over 70.
Holy shit! Now I know I'm going to have to spend my
loophole
retirement.
Is that?
I'm going to fucking China, and so I can start robbing people when I turn set.
Tell me all I have to do is get fingerprinted, and I'm fucking done.
Pretty much.
Holy shit!
Let's go on an extortion spree.
I mean, I know they have a death penalty over there, which pretty well fucks you over if you do anything related to drugs, but beyond that and other minor crimes. Actually, it's not really that fair to say that.
Almost kill a plane full of people? Oh, you can go.
You see, if you possess over a certain number of, a certain amount of given drugs, they have different amounts, then you can get the death penalty. Well, actually, it's not you can, it's mandatory. And they crack down on that shit.
China or Indonesia?
Huh?
You talking about China or Indonesia?
China. I know China has mandatory death penalties for, or maybe I'm thinking of Indonesia. Holy shit.
Yeah, you are.
Well, that explains that.
You know, just because they all look like Jackie Chan doesn't mean they're from China.
Ooh.
All right, I was listening to a news report earlier, god damn it. With my ears. Without any Asian accents involved.
Get out.
It was BBC.
So they had a Branglish accent. Got it.
English.
Well, okay. Next. Troll. Oh boy, this has just got the. Oh no.
Penis.
Rock.
No, it's funny.
The region's raising funds to make the popular penis-shaped rock formation. Gaze upon its glory.
Let's
see, Gonzo, Jackie Chan is from Brooklyn. Gonzo says Jackie Chan is from Brooklyn. I saw it in a movie.
Gotta be true.
Craig, does this mean now that the rock formation is Jewish?
Does look clipped.
Apparently it needs repairs, so I guess that is a matter of perspective.
Vandalized it? What a bunch of dicks.
Activists are collecting money to repair a penis-shaped rock formation in southern Norway after the popular tourist attraction was found badly damaged. Joggers discovered Saturday that the Troll Pickin' Rock, otherwise known as Troll Dick Rock formation, had cracked and noted drilling holes in the rock, something that experts strongly suggest the rock was deliberately vandalized.
They just wanted to convert it to the chosen people.
You know, lopping it off is a whole lot different from nipping a tip, right?
But that's it. They literally nipped the tip.
Fix the cock rock. That's good, Gonzo. Fucking hashtag that shit. Drop it off on Twitter and see if it picks up traction. No, you see, I think if they found it badly debased, then that suggests more of some kind of feminist leaning, doesn't it? Someone went Lorena Bobbitt on a fucking rock formation.
How dare you assume the troll penis's gender identity?
Hey, hold on a second. This could be a turf. You see, I think it's someone went all fucking Lorena Bobbitt on this formation.
It looks like my husband's penis in his
prime.
prime.
Over 500 people had donated nearly 9,000 Norwegian kroner, $10,600, to fix the formation. That's going to be falling far short, I think. To fix the formation located south of the southern coastal city of Stavanger. The broken rock formation. Yeah, I see. Like that's a lot more than just the tip right there.
I'm saying.
Also, if you take any extra off, then that is going a little too far.
I'm just saying, you know,
size-wise. Activist Kjetil Benson. I think that's how you say that.
Tips.
That's probably pronounced Cecil. That was funny. Activist Kjetil Benson told, is that? Yeah, because it's fucking, you know what? It's close enough. I don't really care anymore. Told broadcaster NRK that he was convinced the troll picking will be rebuilt with donated money.
We want troll dick. We want troll dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the technology.
Trollstück.
We can rebuild the troll dick better than it was before.
Trollstückenjäger.
Gonzo says, holy shit, I just found an article on how male circumcision harms women.
Of course it does.
Fuck it, tweet it. Send it to the Green Grapist. We'll fucking look at it.
This could be the last article. I'm kind of fading a little bit.
Yeah, we can make it the last one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
We've been going for a while. We've been going for over 2
I
hours.
want to go the distance, man.
This will be the last
going
one.
For speed.
Gonzo, give us our last article. We'll finish this one up.
Police
are looking for tips to find the person or persons who did it. They could face a 1-year prison sentence for a serious environmental crime.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Who's that party pooper?
Well, they just had to go and stick their dick in public affairs.
Yeah. Still looking for tips. I'm sorry, that's
funny. That's just like that's a once in a lifetime article that you can write, just like the person who wrote the one. What's it? Dykes versus Kikes.
Oh god, that was fucking hilarious.
Let's see. Gonzo says it's really long and has something to do with.
Oh god, we have to have Amy here. Then we'd have our kike day.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Let's see. I don't know. So Gonzo's saying it's really long. It has something to do with Oprah. Vyric, go prove yourself to have internet sleuthing skills. Unless you want to go ahead and wrap it up now.
Wait, what am I doing?
You're finding you're the one choosing whether or not we find the article Gonzo's talking about, or we binge it off here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. Do.
Oh, he's gonna go look for it.
We can't disappoint our one
I'm
viewer.
gonna look at a photo.
I know, man.
Leah Goldman. Trump's kryptonite is women's blood, so send your boxes of pads and tampons to the White House. Red Resistance.
Oh, why? Who the fuck is Leah Goldman?
You know, I don't care if this is a normie op. I fucking hope 4chan helps spread this.
Why?
Oh, good. He sent it to the GG Twitter. good.
Why did I find this?
Going along with
Circumcision.org.
Yep. There you go.
excuse me.
Son of a bitch. By Ronald Goldman, PhD.
Oh, fucking self-hating Jews.
Yeah, self-hating Judah.
If you're gonna be German, say it right. It's Juden.
Judah.
Juden.
Remember, subject verb agreement. Subject. Yeah, whatever.
Juden is
Learn
plural.
about the hidden negative. Learn about the hidden negative psychological and sexual effects of circumcision and how these effects harm women in relationships with men. This article is based on research reports in the medical and psychological literature. Oh boy, this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to start off with no facts and end the same way, isn't it?
I've got a feeling.
Because this looks like it starts directly with anecdotal evidence. With Marilyn Milos. Didn't know much about circumcision when she consented to have her 3 sons circumcised. She trusted her doctor, who told her it did not hurt and only took a moment. Several years later, she watched a circumcision in nursing school. We students filed into the newborn nursery to find a baby strapped, spread eagle to a plastic board on a countertop across the room. Then the doctor arrived. The silence was soon broken by a piercing scream. The baby's reaction to having his foreskin pinched and crushed as the doctor attached the clamp to his penis. The shriek intensified when the doctor inserted an instrument between the foreskin and the glands, tearing the two normally attached structures apart. The baby started shaking his head back and forth, the only part of his body free to move, as the doctor used another clamp to crush the foreskin lengthwise. The baby began to gasp and choke, breathless, from his shrill, continuous screams. During the next stage of the surgery, the doctor crushed the foreskin against the circumcision instrument, then finally amputated it. The baby was limp, exhausted, spent.
Which has nothing to do with how women are affected by circumcision.
Now she deeply regrets her son's circumcisions and works tirelessly to educate others. Most people still don't know much about circumcision. I'm going to stop you there. I'm pretty sure that most men know about it.
Yeah.
If you have ever read an article about circumcision, my God, it probably focused on medical issues. Recently, the New York Times reported that public health officials were considering promoting infant circumcision because of a controversial claim that it could help prevent disease.
It's actually been on the decline. That's not true.
Yeah, actually. A few relevant facts may surprise you. Circumcision is the only surgery in history ever advocated as a widespread means of preventing disease. Yeah, unlike, say, gallbladder removals or mastectomies, that kind of thing. When such claims are investigated by national medical organizations, they are found lacking. That's why no such organization in the world recommends circumcision. Though many people associate circumcision with Jews, most circumcised males are Muslims. About 10% of the world's non-Muslim males are circumcised. The United States has the highest rate of non-religious circumcisions of male infants in the world, 54.7%. The American rate peaked around 1965 at about 85%. American circumcision rates vary widely depending on the region of the country. No shit. In the continuous efforts of certain American male investigators to seek a medical benefit, the potential adverse effects of circumcision have been ignored. Expanding the circumcision debate beyond medicine is overdue. And women have good reasons to be involved, critically examining circumcision from psychological and sexual perspectives. See, I like that. Critically examining, which is how you know that this is not an article based on strict facts.
Yeah, let's look at the first paragraph.
Yeah. Talk about burying the lead, but seriously.
Yeah.
Critically examining circumcision.
I'm not in disagreement here, but this is just, this is kind of the problem I have with these type of activists.
Yeah. Critically examining circumcision from psychological and sexual perspectives could show how this cultural practice may affect Some mothers of circumcised sons, some women in relationships with men, and society. Before we consider these issues, let's review a few of the effects of circumcisions on infants. Infants don't really have fully formed neural connections, so pain's kind of the wrong way to describe it. There's not exactly an infant pain scale. Well, there is, but there's not one that you can go on that's something that's self-reported by an infant. A variety of studies confirm that newborn infant responses to pain are similar to and greater than those in adult subjects. Robert Van Houw, MD, a Michigan pediatrician who has authored numerous studies about circumcision, describes the infant's response. Circumcision results in not only severe pain, but also an increased risk of choking and difficulty breathing. Medical studies show significant increases in heart rate and level of blood stress hormone. Some infants do not cry because they go into shock from the overwhelming pain of the surgery. According to clinical definitions and researchers' reports, circumcision is traumatic. Even when pain medication is used, local injection, the best option tested, it relieves only some of the pain. The effect is inconsistent and wanes before the post-operative pain does. General anesthesia is not considered safe for newborn infants. Duh.
Yeah.
Increased awareness of extreme circumcision pain by Jewish mothers has contributed to growing questioning and foregoing of circumcision by some Jews, as reported in dozens of articles appearing in mainstream Jewish publications on the topic in recent years. 5 rabbis endorse a book that questions Jewish circumcision.
Threw that in there because...
Yeah, I'm sure they're all reformed, too.
Yeah.
These are the same kind of people who back, like that feminist from the 60s who put a fucking orange on the Seder plate. Effects on mother-infant relationships. It's the doctor doing the cutting. If they bring the mother in to do it, then that's a real fucked up situation, isn't it?
See, what did I tell you? This is a self-hating Jew article.
Not really. This sounds really stupid.
Yeah.
The trauma of circumcision raises questions about effects on mother-infant relationships based... I don't see how this incongruous situation somehow...
Yeah.
All right, based on more than 20 years of clinical observations and using leading-edge techniques, psychiatrist Rima Leibo, MD, reports, when a child is subjected to intolerable overwhelming pain, he conceptualizes mother as both participatory and responsible, regardless of mother's intent. But mother isn't present. The consequences for this is again anecdotal evidence and a conjecture at best.
All anecdotal.
The consequences for impaired bonding are significant. Circumcision is an enormous obstacle in the development of basic trust between mother and child, even though that most of that is hormonally modulated through breastfeeding. Good job, jackass. Thought you were a fucking medical doctor.
Yeah.
Even though the physician does the circumcising, the father may have made the final decision to circumcise, the newborn infant connects the experience to the mother because, this is just asserted outright. Because the experience is repressed, the connection between the event and the mother is also repressed. How Freudian. How this connection... Yeah, that's the debunked theory, by the way.
Yeah, my woo alert's going off.
The why don't we give the baby cocaine kind of theory. How this repressed connection affects men's feelings towards women is not known. Well, what are you going to prove next, that all rapists are circumcised?
Yeah.
I feel that kind of stupid coming. I know it's coming. Studies have shown that circumcision can adversely affect mother-infant bonding. Circumcised infants can be more irritable. Since infant irritability at 2 days has been connected, they're always irritable at 2 days, has been connected with insecure bonding at 14 months. The impact of circumcision, you say that it's been connected, and then you provide no evidence for it. Thank you. No citations. There hasn't been a single fucking citation.
Nope.
There's been these block quotes.
Yep.
And more anecdotal evidence by Mary Milvich. Anyway, the effect of circumcision on mother-infant bonding and interaction is evident in this account.
Did you say Maury Povich?
In this account by Mary Milvich about her experience around the birth of her first child. Her experience. I shared a hospital room with a mother whose son was born within hours of my daughter. This is even better. It's not even their fucking son. My roommate and I marveled at the identical personality traits exhibited by our newborn babies. They're fucking babies. Both were perfectly calm, never cried, and gazed unwaveringly at our faces when we held them. That's what they're supposed to do. We experienced that maternal closeness the mother feels when she realizes her baby knows her and accepts her as her caretaker. Delight in our newfound joys of motherhood was shattered the following morning. My roommate's baby had changed. He refused to nurse. He cried. He wouldn't be held. He doesn't want me, my roommate pitifully told the nurse. It's just the circumcision, the nurse told her comfortingly. Yeah, that's the way it works. It doesn't really last a whole day. It doesn't even last a whole morning. Investigators have confirmed that the trauma of circumcision may contribute to the failure of an infant to breastfeed. The wind current.
Not in my own anecdotal experience.
The wind current in the fucking room can do that. In addition, extended crying connected with circumcision may exceed the mother's tolerance level. Well, that's on the mother. She could become more interested in relieving her own distress from hearing the crying than that of her infant. If a mother believes she is not able to relieve her infant's distress, she may feel a lack of competence and respond less, if not at all. She may also think her infant has a difficult temperament and use that belief as a reason not to respond. So all of this, again, sounds like it's based purely on anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, and speculation.
Conversely, if an infant withdraws because of the trauma of circumcision, he may not communicate his needs. The mother could assume he is content and his needs will not be met. Interaction between mother and child could be frustrating and less rewarding if for the mother if she receives only a limited response from her child. Like all relationships, the mother-infant relationship is a two-way social relationship that depends on the responsiveness of both. If either the mother or the infant is unresponsive, the relationship may suffer and emotional disturbances could occur. More research is needed. Yeah, how about any research presented?
That'd be nice.
Men's feelings about circumcision. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be the same exact shit. Oh, wait a second. They have an actual thing without the citation, of course. To understand how circumcision may affect women in relationships with men, we need to know how circumcision can affect men. Current knowledge of male feelings about their circumcision is generally based on surveys published in medical journals, clinical experience, and reports from men who have contacted circumcision information organizations. That would be a selection bias. These reports collectively include thousands of boys and men. Circumcision advocates dismiss these surveys and reports as anecdotal.
Because they are?
Yeah, like a survey is not anecdotal.
No, that's data.
The reports that you get from them are.
Yeah.
In a medical journal survey of 546 self-selected men between the ages of 20 and 60 who reported circumcision harm, the following effects and feelings were noted. Anger, rage, sense of loss, shame, sense of having been victimized and mutilated, low self-esteem, fear, distrust, and grief, relationship difficulties, sexual anxieties, and depression, reduced emotional expression, avoidance of intimacy. Notice how all the percentages were given. Thank you. Statements about circumcision from dissatisfied men include the following. Anecdotal statements. I have felt a deep rage for a long time about this. Circumcision has given my life a much diminished and shameful flavor. I feel violated and abused.
Unlike the smegma my uncircumcised penis would have had.
Some of these circumcised men wish they had been given a choice at a later time rather than having it forced on them when they were too young to resist. 6 medical societies in Australia and New Zealand.
You don't remember that shit. I'm sorry.
Exactly. You don't.
It's manufactured outrage.
Yeah.
6 medical societies.
All outraged about.
6 medical societies in Australia and New Zealand and the British Medical Association recognize the long-term psychological risks of circumcision. Okay. This survey does not suggest that all circumcised males have such feelings or how common the feelings are. That's because it has no way of doing so.
Maybe not everybody's a fucking beta.
Only that they persist in some circumcised males, and more research is needed. You know, I'm all fine for more research. I really am.
Sure.
But I'd also like to have any of it adequately presented to me when you're trying to make a fucking point. There are various possible reasons why we don't hear more from circumcised men about how they truly feel. This is going to be good. Because the first one is lack of awareness and understanding that circumcision could be associated with their symptoms. You're broken. Now let me tell you how.
Yeah.
Personal repression can defend against uncomfortable feelings.
I had one a while back, and I guess this is in the atheist community.
Uh-huh.
These people were raging about, and I was like, I don't really care about the issue. It comes up because I'm circumcised, and I had some of these jackasses trying to tell me, whoa, trying to tell me how I feel. It's like, oh, well, how do you feel about your parents, and aren't you mad at them and shit? And
No.
it's actually, and I'm like, no.
Why would I be?
Yeah, why would I be? It's like,
yeah. Now this last one here is rather poignant because it points to a focal dismissal point for others, and even from people such as the author of this article. Fear of disclosure because they may be dismissed or ridiculed, which sounds exactly what you were getting. Sounds exactly like what you were getting.
Yeah.
It's just another way of conforming thought around you, is just by shaming people into submission.
Right. And I was actually being pressured to feel that way. Not that I felt it.
Yeah.
Online.
So, non sequitur tangent here, but submission is actually what Islam means. It's the religion of submission, not peace.
Yeah.
But, let's
well, everybody's going to be peaceful once they all worship the right version of Islam.
Yeah, everybody thinks the same way, wears the same clothes.
But, that's just because of odd brain firing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Effects on male-female intimacy. Well, I'm pretty sure the human race is still here, so it's not that bad. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Because research is limited, we can only speculate, like the rest of this article, about how the potential psychological effects of circumcision on men could inhibit their relationships with women. Gonzo says, how would you know how it is to be uncircumcised if he has always been circumcised or vice versa?
Exactly. That was one of the points I had made with these people. It's like, I'm missing, how can I miss something that I never...
And then, just to cover the middle ground there where you can do research, two problems come up. One, if you were circumcised long enough, if you were uncircumcised long enough to understand the option and you chose to follow through and had remorse, the balance of feelings evolved throughout time. So you'd have to find people who had their circumcision at a variety of times in their lives, and enough of people that you could normalize for background, and also have some statistical power to your analysis, which is going to put you at a woefully dismal part of the population for your numbers. And then, of course, there's the coercive aspect of it, or people who were tricked. You have all these different means for which people are circumcised, and then their response to it. Okay, so let's see. For example, low male self-esteem, shame, fear, distrust, and sexual anxiety can adversely affect communication and limit the degree of intimacy. In addition, sexual intimacy is a major component of male-female bonding, and research has shown that male sexual activity increases when self-esteem is higher. If circumcision lowers both male self-esteem and sexual sensitivity, to be discussed later, it would tend to reduce male sexual activity and consequently weaken the pair bond. Male-female relationships could also be restricted because some circumcised men may feel a nagging sense that passion, excitement, or sexual fulfillment is missing. If a man believes he cannot experience what he is missing with a woman, he may withhold commitment and continually seek new women to give him hope. Oh, this is where it's coming in.
Yeah.
This is where it's coming in. It's not rapists yet, but it's got to be womanizers. In addition, the reduced emotional expression of circumcised men may dampen women's feelings. Oh, you see, there it is. She was bored with her relationship because his penis was clipped.
Yeah.
As a result, both men and women may feel something is missing from their relationships. A foreskin.
Yeah, of course.
Literally missing.
Yeah, I know.
From a larger perspective, you sound like you're in the bottom of a pool again.
I'm not talking close to the microphone. Is that better?
A little better.
It's not worse?
Gonzo says my feelings. Yeah, pretty much. From a larger perspective, it would not be surprising if circumcision were found to have a negative effect on interpersonal relationships, since circumcision is a trauma, and trauma commonly impairs a person's relations with others. Yeah, when you're fucking old enough to be cognizant of your surroundings, or yourself, or anything. Harvard psychiatrist, professor, and author Judith Herman writes that after a traumatic event, a sense of alienation and disconnection pervades every relationship. Babies don't have alienation. Like it's not. You don't have enough neural connections to know what that feeling is. It does not exist. Like if you understand systems theory, the real kind, where you have a complexity that arises out of simple constituents, you need a certain degree of connectivity, and then you have to have a greater amount of advective displacement than diffusive, meaning stuff has to be able to get directly from point A to point B based off of the flow of stuff from point A to point B. When you have long-range advective connectivity in a system of smaller constituents, you get a higher order of complexity. You get spontaneous organization, and that's what the human brain does. You don't get that until after you're born, and when about half of your neurons die. Good grief.
Yeah.
The optimal brain death algorithm, and it takes time for those neural connections, about 1,000 of them per neuron, to actually strengthen. Takes a lot of time for that to happen. In fact, some people, like the idiot writing this article, and I'm not sure if they have many of them connected.
Well, they're just trying to blame all of the problems that men and women have in a relationship on the foreskin, or the foreskin not being.
So research has shown that men have a lower psychological tolerance to emotional stress than women do.
Have they talked about uncircumcised men and the problems they have?
No, just the lead sentence of this paragraph. Research has also shown that men have a lower physiological tolerance to emotional stress than women do. You know, that thing that couldn't possibly be skewed by over-reporting or some other kind of selection bias, maybe perhaps by gender. Emotional numbing in response to trauma would tend to reduce a person's tolerance to emotional... What?
Huh?
This would account for the male tendency to avoid certain situations, such as marital conflict. No, that's a very normal thing. No one really wants marital conflict.
Nobody wants conflict. People tend to avoid conflict.
When one method men use to control their exposure to this emotional stress is to respond rationally rather than emotionally. Now, that's something that adults do. Another tactic is to withdraw or stonewall during a conflict. Both behaviors can weaken the marital relationship by restricting communication and leaving conflicts unresolved. So rationalizing certain issues or reasoning through a conflict makes conflicts unresolved. Sure.
Using avoidance and...
Sounds like blaming it on circumcision is avoidance.
Yeah.
Does circumcision increase America's uniquely high divorce rate? No, not really. I think the affluence of America does that, because you see that with every nation that gets wealthy enough. When people have social mobility, they use it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you heat up a solid enough and it melts. You heat up a liquid enough and it turns into a gas. When people have enough mobility, they're going to move. Like it's a reductive. That's just the simplest analogy.
It's a good analogy, actually.
See, emotional numbing affects our sensitivities to others' pain because it is related to our sensitivity to our own pain. In other words, you're saying it blunts our ability to be somewhat empathetic. Well, no. When an infant is, you're talking about some kind of withdrawal here, that's common with any kind of depressive mood. When an infant is subjected to the trauma of circumcision with nobody responding to his cries, he experiences our insensitivity to his pain.
Oh, again.
There's so much extra shit built in, as if the child expects sensitivity to pain. If we do not have empathy for infants, they may not have empathy for others. You can feel the rape argument coming. Like it's.
I feel the neo-Freudian bullshit coming up.
Like it's showing up already. A male acquaintance, after reading about circumcision, remarked, "It hurts and the baby screams. So what? Circumcision may be an earlier experience that reduces male empathy. It appears that there are a few reasons why circumcision could be a contributing factor to relationship difficulties between men and women. More research is needed."
Always more research in the name of science.
Yeah. Effects on sexual relationships.
Oh, this is going to be good.
To understand how circumcision may impair women's sexual relationships with men, we need to learn about the foreskin. Christopher Gold, it's such a funny name for this. Gonzo says, "I blame Abraham."
Yeah.
Christopher Coldhands, MD, chairman of anatomical pathology at the Marshfield Clinic in Marshfield, Wisconsin, has studied and written about the foreskin. It has important functions. The foreskin protects the head of the penis throughout life from contamination, friction, drying, and injury. That's basically what we wear underwear for now. It is an integral, natural part of the penis, not extra. You could call that a true statement, sure, but that's just like any other truism that has the so what at the end of it. On the average adult male, it is about 12 square inches. Some circumcised men guess less than 1 square inch. And it consists of a movable double-layered sleeve. The foreskin enhances sexual pleasure. Detailed studies. See, here's the part where they're going to make assumptions again, and they're going to rule out certain natural functions which happen immediately after injury in infants. Detailed study shows that it is made up of unique zones with several kinds of specialized nerves that are important to natural sexual function and experiencing a full range of sexual sensations. Now, this is largely surmised from people who have had circumcision later on in their life after they have had the chance to have sex. The fact is, when you are an infant, just like, say, any young animal elsewise, like puppies, etc., and when you have injury, you heal, like, pretty fucking quick, too.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about nerve damage, just like there's neocortical plasticity, or neuroplasticity, if you will, that nerve plasticity extends to other parts of the body. Your brain will rearrange. Now, when you talk about specialized nerves, that's a little bit different, but you still have the same impact. Your brain will reorganize. Like, this happens on the month scale in full-grown adults. It happens on the week scale in full-grown adults. And it certainly happens, like, on the day scale for infants. Like, it happens. You can't just ignore it with this. You're talking about self-reporting from adult patients who have undergone circumcision. Anyway, it's asinine how they're not even going to explore this. I bet you in the text.
Nope.
So detailed study of that is yada yada. Okay, loss of the foreskin results in thickening and progressive desensitization of the outer layer of the head of the penis, particularly in older men. Some men circumcised as adults report a significant loss of sensitivity, see there it is, and regret the change. Circumcision may be an unrecognized factor in the high rates of erectile dysfunction in American men.
Right.
Okay, it's probably more of a diet issue, and blood pressure issue, quite frankly, which would involve associated psychological effects. Of course, any sexual and associated psychological effects on men would affect women. Sure. But only the women in their lives.
Yeah.
Again, diffusive advective. You're talking about a diffuse effect within your surroundings. Women who only have had sex with circumcised men may not know what they are missing. According to surveys in the medical literature, women reported that they were significantly more likely to have vaginal dryness during intercourse with circumcised men than genitally intact men. Anyway, a medical journal survey of women who had comparative sexual experience included 138 respondents. Oh my god.
Yeah.
N equals 138. Let's extend this to the fucking American population. Other things being equal, which you can't do with 138 responses. On a scale of 10, they rated genitally intact men 8.03 and circumcised men 1.81. With circumcised partners, women were less likely to have one or multiple vaginal orgasms, and their circumcised partners were more likely to have a premature ejaculation. Circumcision was also connected with vaginal discomfort. Women were less likely to really get into it and more likely to want to get it over with if their partner was circumcised. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time accepting that this didn't have any kind of biased sample. Like, really biased sample.
Extremely biased sample.
Fucking kurtosis on that plot must have been ridiculous. The results can be explained, just by following your narrative. The foreskin, as previously mentioned, is a movable double-layered sleeve. During intercourse, it glides up and down the penile shaft, reducing friction and retaining vaginal secretions. Without the foreskin, the skin on the penile shaft rubs against the vaginal wall.
Words.
resulting in friction and increasing the need for artificial lubrication. No, it really sounds like they just didn't get our motor going.
Yeah.
Like, why are they repeating themselves again and again and again?
Because they can't. They don't have a fucking point. The circumcised man has less sensitivity and requires deeper and harder thrusting to try to compensate, further increasing the friction. You're like.
I don't even know where to start with this.
Anyway, with circumcised like the distinction comes down to people. The only reason they would know this is if someone was circumcised as an adult. Again, yeah,
and they're just confusing common problems in sex
with circumcised partners.
And throwing it on lack of foreskin. It's bullshit.
With circumcised partners, surveyed women were more likely to feel unappreciated, distanced, disinterested, frustrated, and discontented. Lovely how you present the percentages where this occurred and who they were actually surveying for this. Like, what was your fucking, what was N? What was the rejection rate? None of that? Nothing. Okay. When the partners were not circumcised, women were more likely to feel intimate with their partners, relaxed, warmth, mutual satisfaction, and complete as a woman. And the greater sexual satisfaction benefited the relationship.
Foreskin.
What, did this person get a surgical foreskin implant and his wife went, there, honey, it was worth it?
Yeah.
To be clear, this does not mean that women cannot have a satisfying emotional and sexual relationship with a circumcised man, only that they're heavily implying it. Other things being equal, it means that such a relationship may be likely or even more satisfying if the man were not circumcised. Male abuses towards women. Here it is! This will be great. And then the next part after this, where we have unnecessary female surgery. Let's see. Gonzo says, as a foreskinned individual, this validates all my biases. You never know, Gonzo. You see, if you got your foreskin removed, you could actually be a part of this person's sample. Actually, that didn't really sound right. You see, if you mail him your foreskin, then he can be a part of his sample.
There you go.
It is so male abuses towards women. It's male abuses towards women.
Through it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just the fucking grammar kills me with these people. It is possible to compare circumcision rates by country to prevalence of male abuses towards women that include violence, repression, isolation, murder, rape, and forced marriage.
It's possible. It doesn't mean that you should.
Gonzo says I'm keeping it. Good for you.
Good for you.
So, look, this is where they're gonna remember at the end of this. Just repeat to yourself. Not all Muslims. The 10 worst countries for women are Afghanistan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Iraq, Nepal, Sudan, Guatemala, Mali, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Somalia. 8 of these countries have a male circumcision rate that exceeds 80%. 2 other countries have a rate between 20 and 80%. But you see, it's the goddamn penis that's missing the foreskin that causes all of the problems in the country. It has nothing to do with the people that live there and the culture they espouse.
Or the legal system, or
this is where all the fucking feminists and MRAs can come together. You see, they can cure Islam if they just give the men back their fucking foreskins.
There you go.
Holy shit. In the United States, domestic violence is the single greatest cause of injury to women. Doesn't that say something? Doesn't that say how much safer the fucking environment is?
Yeah, because what are the rates of domestic violence?
Far less than any of the countries they suggested, and they're making it sound like it's on equal fucking footing. Holy shit. And this is where it gets better. Every 15 seconds, a man beats a woman.
Every X second.
Hold on, it gets better. You see, every 15 seconds, a man beats a woman on schedule. Low self-esteem can contribute to this behavior.
Hold on a second, you're leaving out the part where every 15 seconds a man beats himself off.
Men low in self-esteem are more... You see, that might be the problem. You see, women really are a mental projection of the foreskin. By hitting them, they're really just trying to masturbate. Makes as much sense as any other shit in this article. Men low in self-esteem are more prone to jealousy in their relationships. Duh. Jealousy is a precipitating factor in violence. No. Jealousy is a causative factor. It's not a precipitating factor in violence toward women. Predictably, low male self-esteem, a possible effect of circumcision, correlates with a high risk of domestic violence. See? Causative effect. At least that's what they're trying to draw there. They just don't show any of the correlative data. or the causative circumstances. It has also been documented that exposure to violence in childhood is linked to later spousal abuse. This is where we're going to have a nap rule here. The child, oh my god, that is a fucking pun and a half. I'm sorry.
Foreskin? Yeah.
No, the fucking the nap rule. The child experiences circumcision as violent. Anyway, those who have been violated generally have a problem with anger, and may direct it at others. It sounds like a problem in the home more than a problem in the body.
Problem in the home, problem with just
problem at work.
General.
The association between circumcision rates and abuses towards women could be related to the long-term psychological effects of circumcision on men, which, in addition to low self-esteem and anger, include disruption in the mother-male-child relationship, post-traumatic stress disorder. Oh my god.
I'm trying to claim PTSD.
No. It went from IPTSD, where Melody Hensley got upset that she got tweets, to fucking FPTSD. No, FFPTSD, fetal foreskin post-traumatic stress disorder.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe you said that, but it fits.
Weakened relationships with women and low empathy. More research is needed. Unnecessary female surgery. Unnecessary female surgery. Let's examine if the long-term effects of circumcision could affect the surgical inclinations of circumcised doctors. Woo! For example, women are subjected to excessive risk for unnecessary surgery in the United States. Let me guess, breast implants. 6 of the top 13 most frequently performed surgeries and procedures are performed exclusively on women. An episiotomy is routinely performed on a mother during birth. Some women view this obstetrical practice, which has no demonstrated benefit and only adverse effects, as female genital mutilation. About 569,000 hysterectomies a year lead to over 600 deaths annually. Critics claim that 98% of hysterectomies are unnecessary. Critics have some serious fucking reading to do.
Yeah.
A serious amount of reading to do. Let's see, Gonzo. It always goes back to women. Yeah, well, that was the thesis of this fucking article. Was that women are impacted.
Women are impacted by service, so fair enough. Even though, god damn, it took fucking
an arm and a leg to get here, right? All along the way, though, there was that sprinkled little inkling that this is going to come. Now they didn't say rape outright; they went for the broader term, which is violence against women.
Yeah. Repressed anger and PTSD.
You know that one night stand you had a few weeks ago, you're feeling a little bit salty about now because he didn't call you back? That was caused because he was missing his foreskin.
Yep.
Your feelings are the fault of his foreskin. Anyway, and is there any connection?
Is there any connection?
Is there any connection between unnecessary female sexual surgery and male circumcision? Leading question is leading and a question. Virtually all cultures that widely practice unnecessary female sexual surgery also practice unnecessary male sexual surgery. This hurts my head. Men control both practices. So you're not the whole female social pressure. You're not a woman until you get at least your stage one female circumcision. You know, the prick to the clit.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking woman in those cultures until you get your fucking circumcision. And it could be all the way through stage 4, class 4, where they do a full clitorectomy. Let's see, Gonzo, I guess this is why I always call these women back after 3 days. Okay. Men control both practices. Such is the case in the United States. No. That is a family decision. And it is ultimately up to the parents. Both have to sign off. In Europe, where circumcision is rare, the rate of unnecessary female sexual surgery is much lower. You skipped over how it's not real. Oh, okay, so you're lumping clitorectomies in with hysterectomies. Good job. That's better. You see, that is female genital mutilation to have your cancer removed.
Which is one of the main reasons for hysterectomies.
Yeah. But 98% are unnecessary, say the critics.
Women do opt for voluntary.
Let's see. In addition, it seems that circumcised men who have been denied the full expression of their sexuality may unconsciously seek a way to deny others that pleasure. Freudianism's coming back, Beach. Whether they use social custom, fear, ignorance, or sexual surgery. Sexual surgery just sounds wrong.
No, that sounds like some kink shit. That's some like porn.
That sounds like a fucking porn kink.
It does.
According to psychological clinical literature, this is going to be good. Such behavior is connected with the compulsion of those who are traumatized to repeat the trauma on others. You're talking about people who cut themselves and cut others. And no, that's such a broad leap.
No, self-harm. KK cutting is now because of circumcision. Oh,
as psychiatrist Carl Menninger said, what's done to children, they will do to society. So you're talking about all those times when mothers touch their little children in inappropriate ways. That's the reason why, oh, that sounds actually appropriate, doesn't it? Glad that's left out as a motivating cause for this.
Right.
Finally, a study on the underlying reasons for female genital mutilation concluded that the motivation was psychosexual and included male fear of female sexuality. Now, that just sounds like an overabundant amount of grandstanding and virtue signaling on the part of the author. Good job, jackass. Potential long-term effect of circumcision is fear of female sexuality.
Fear of what female sexuality is a thing. This is,
that follows more from a religious guideline and background, maybe even towards some kind of, I don't know, adolescent programming. Addressing male circumcision may help dealing with female genital mutilation, other forms of unnecessary female sexual surgery. Research into this connection is important because these practices adversely affect hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Why women are getting involved? Because there's no need to have men take care of their own shit. You see, MRAs can't do it because then it makes sense that they're trying to get something back that they feel they lost. In this case, it's because they think that those same people would go about beating people if they don't keep their fucking foreskin at the beginning.
I think this is really written by...
I think this was ghost written.
That these circumcision people can be crazy.
Can be?
I believe me. Like, I know.
Really reading it, this is just trying to convince somebody and trying to convince women to get involved.
Well,
throw everything at it.
That's why at the end they're talking about why women are getting involved, and of course women, well, like any other person in a group, are going to go, I identify as that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's probably not
bad rationale is bad.
Somebody to spread feminist theory. I think it's somebody who just stopped.
You see, Beach, you're in luck. There is much more we could investigate.
Oh, God.
Do potential anger and rage associated with circumcision contribute to uniquely high American rates of female murder victims, rape, and domestic violence? Aha! Aha!
Yeah.
Uniquely high American rates of female murder victims, rape, and domestic violence. Those are all uniquely high in America, sure.
No.
Let's just skip all those countries you listed earlier, because that would be bad for the narrative. We do not know. No shit. That's why you just insinuated it all. Because male motivation and money are steered towards seeking potential benefits for circumcision, we are not likely to know all the effects of circumcision anytime soon. However, more than enough is now known and not known to question this cultural practice. Women are particularly encouraged to be involved in the circumcision decision for their son. Oh wait, I thought it was a father's decision. See, women are not subjected to the personal psychological motivations of circumcised men who want their son circumcised. Example, I want him to look like me. Some women have experienced long-term regret, deep wound of guilt, my gravest parenting mistake, if they consented to circumcision. Women sign the majority of hospital circumcision consent forms. But you see, like I said earlier, it's ultimately the father's fucking decision.
Right.
Unreal. Times are changing. This is the other argument. Things are changing. We should change them all. More women are thinking about circumcision seriously, as if they weren't before. Seeking independent sources of information as if they weren't before. Often long before giving birth, as if they weren't before. And not yielding to men who want it for their son, as if they weren't before. Because of male psychological resistance to this issue and the maternal instinct to protect infants from harm, Women are more likely to see through the cultural blinders and take action. Like, this whole fucking thing turned into a living contradiction at the end. Like, not even one where he had to go between paragraphs. It's like the beginning of the sentence completely misses match with the end of the sentence. See, one who is speaking out is Melissa Morrison, who chose circumcision for her son because it was something that was just done. She watched her son's surgery and now deeply regrets her decision. People need to know what they are doing to their babies. I didn't know. I'm talking to my girlfriends. I'm talking to mothers. If it helps just to save one baby, then it's worth it. References are available upon request. You know, that would have been nice if you actually fucking listed them in the article and then fucking had them at the end of it. That's you are fashionably late. Get your ass in here. Let's see. Ronald Goldman. Yeah, this will be good. Ronald Goldman, PhD, is a psychological researcher, not a psychiatrist. Notice the lack of MD. Educator and executive director of the Circumcision Resource Center in Boston, a nonprofit educational organization. Dr. Goldman is internationally known for his work on circumcision and is the author of Circumcision, the Hidden Trauma, and Questioning Circumcision, a Jewish Perspective. So when you're talking about Jews writing books about this earlier, he's one of them. Yeah. He gives lecture, and he didn't even cite himself. Fucking bitch. He gives lectures on the psychosocial aspects of circumcision, counsels parents and circumcised men, and has participated in over 200 interviews with broadcast and print media. It sounds like gay conversion therapy.
It's the same fucking logic.
This sounds like this could come directly out of Mike Pence's mouth years ago.
On the ethical grounds, I'm with these people. I used to be neutral. I didn't think about it that much.
Yeah.
But thinking it through, I say ethically, yeah, you should. And I'm even like, no, you shouldn't even pierce an infant's ears or anything like that. You shouldn't. Am I going to get that excited about it? So on the ethical standpoint, fine, I'm with you. But this fucking psychobabble bullshit is what I like dealt with from like there's like a group.
I'm just like
atheist community, and I'm all like, too much.
Like this person got a PhD in psychology. Like, this is. They had to have a thesis. They had to have a thesis approved by like 4 people who already had their fucking PhDs and years in years of field experience. Like this person existed before as a passable example of what a psychology PhD should be.
Maybe he didn't do his work on it.
At least according to 4 people who were supposedly experts in the field who guided this person. And this is what they've turned into.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sorry, that the psychosocial aspects. I mean, my bullshit.
Just the thing above where it said a critical inspection or a critical examination of whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, yeah, critical theories stink as everywhere.
Yeah, okay, there's that. There's definitely some of that, and lots of that neo-Freudian shit. So yeah, actually, this does have that perspective of that postmodernist.
This is pure deconstructionism, or I guess you could actually. It's funny because it used to be called deconstructionism.
Freudianism. That's really what's more of it, and that's an element.
So here's the thing: is it used to be called deconstructionism, and then they realized that other people realized that was a stupid way of describing it because all that meant was you're in that hellhole of a high school classroom again, reading like fucking Grapes of Wrath, and you're getting all these different stories about how really lesbians are the problem because of the book. You get these weird tangents that don't matter because the person decided to read too far into things. They changed it to constructionism or neo-constructionism because, well, people thought deconstructionism sounded retarded because it was. You know, it sounded as stupid as the fundamental premise of it, which is if we tear things apart enough to get to the atomistic nature of the subject matter, we'll better understand it. Well, sure, that's a reasonable conjecture if you stop somewhere.
If you stop, exactly. So, in other words, I like the analogy of shoving a brand new pencil into a pencil sharpener, and you keep grinding it and keep grinding it until you don't have a pencil anymore.
Gonzo says lesbians are always the problem. No, they're not. They're the solution to so much.
We got all serious at the end. God damn it. So, his foreskin is the cause of all this problem. Let's go cut.
Yeah, Gonzo, present your foreskin. We need to grape you.
To be de-skinned and graped. Peel your peas like a grape. How you like them apples?
All right, Gonzo says only in porn. Hey, hold on a second. Amy and Allie actually answer a lot of questions for us.
Yes, they do.
Bat said he was coming in. Where the fuck is he?
Oh, I'm ready to pass out. If you're gonna.
Gonzo says, if that is the test, I decline.
Voluntary test subject, Gonzo.
Well, you see, Gonzo, we're developing a new test. Well,
I gotta go to bed. I'm
yep.
really.
All right, dude. You take it easy.
That's a good one, man. I'm glad I did it. It's time we did a stream.
Yeah.
All right, man. And goodbye, Gonzo. Our number one fan.
Gonzo says I love you.
If you're still there.
Vi, you alive? Oh my god, I think Vyric is sleeping. Vyric is sleeping. Alright, I suppose I can hang out for a little bit longer here. Until either Vyric wakes up in his fucking chair or till Bats hops in with Panama sounds and wakes his ass up. So, let's see here. Where else should I go? I'll get off of me, go on to fucking Vyric. See, he gave me an article from Independent, blah, 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 blah. Toddler, oh, here we go. Toddler and human rights campaigners added to terror blacklist used by major banks. Holy shit. 3-year-old daughter of a minor royal was included on a database of supposed terrorists and criminals compiled by Thomson Reuters. We need to roast Sarge, you say. We need to roast Sarge. All right, Gonzo. You know, we do need to roast. Well, you see, he's been a recluse recently. Sarge is really hunkering down on his book, and he's been kind of holed up on his own. So I don't know when the hell he's gonna be done with it. We mostly keep tabs on him through James just to see what the fuck's going on. But yeah, he's like he's pretty well withdrawn right now, just taking care of his shit. Okay, so let's see. Thomson Reuters, blah blah blah. Ooh, scary police. Wait, why? Okay. Appropriate, a terror scene. So innocent people, including human rights campaigners and a 3-year-old girl, have been named on a blacklist of terrorists and criminals used by governments and major banks. It has been reported. Gonzo, that blue-haired woman is to blame. Totally. Yes, absolutely. It is all JJ's fault. Actually, blue-haired woman. You're talking about, oh, what was his name? Stage. There we go. So Greenpeace and Human Rights Watch are among the 2 million supposed high-risk organizations and individuals on the database, which is compiled by media giant Thomson Reuters. Well, Greenpeace, I understand, because they're the kind of people who go around fucking spraying down these test fields for GMO crops. which I don't know will feed people that they seem incapable of having any kind of sympathy for. You know, as if they shouldn't exist in the first place, but they're here, so they need to be fed. Anyway, so the watch list, which also includes people who have been charged and cleared of terror offenses, was accidentally leaked on a public internet server in 2014 and discovered by a computer security researcher last year. It has reportedly been sold to almost every major bank and is designed to help them identify individuals and groups who may be involved in money laundering. Those named on the list could be at risk of being refused grants, contracts, and financial services, according to the Times, which conducted the investigation in collaboration with media partners across Europe. Privacy International legal officer Tommaso Falchetta told the paper the risk of discriminating against individuals, groups, and communities is very high. Analysis of the leaked database revealed that a Dutch potato farmer and a minor royal's 3-year-old daughter were on the list, which Thomson Reuters is said to make using public resources, including media reports and claims on extremist websites. That's not going to be good. Now they can claim anything. Good job that you let them all know. See, Greenpeace was reportedly put on the list after receiving a fine for inadvertently damaging a coral reef, while 2 former detainees at Guantanamo Bay were included despite being released and exonerated. That sucks. A spokesperson for Human Rights Watch said the organization was surprised and puzzled to find itself and director Jose Miguel Vivanco on the blacklist. I'm really not surprised. Britain's privacy watchdog said anybody who suspects their information has been unfairly handled can raise concerns with the Information Commissioner's Office. Yeah, see, that's the part where it sounds strikingly like Randopotamus's fucking blockbot list. You know, I mean, the difference here being that there's some sort of rationale behind putting people on the list. You know, maybe it's just not curated in such a way that they're removed from the list. And also, it seems somewhat poorly sourced. Thomson Reuters doesn't inform people that they have been added to the database, but the firm said it regularly updates it and tells subscribers to confirm the information. Well, it sounds like they're just not doing any due diligence then, if that's the case. Senior Vice President David Grunwald said, any individual can contact us if they believe any of the information held is inaccurate. Well, sure. That doesn't really do a whole lot for that. Well, it appears that that Virek is still snoozing. So I think, and it also appears that Bats is not actually going to get on the stream for reasons, I guess. Let me go check on Skype shit. Nope, nothing new there. Well, that being the case, I guess I'll have to sign this one off on my own. So, thank you all for watching, Gonzo, and I guess myself. Blame Panama. There you go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been another Green Grapist podcast, a lazy stream, and we'll see you next time.